This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL, everyone. It's Tuesday, May 25th. I'm Tori here with Lindsay and Al. Let's get started because we got some crazy videos for you guys to check out. First up, police are still on the hunt for a man in this road rage incident that was caught on camera. Now, a warning to our viewers, what you're about to see is graphic. So I'm going to tell you what's going on here. A man gets out of his sports car. He opens fire. Look at that. On another car in Washington, D.C. after he got cut off. The man then starts firing into oncoming traffic. A woman did get shot as a result. She was taken to the hospital and is thankfully going to be okay. It's insane. That's not the only crazy video. Check this out. A woman climbed into a spider monkey exhibit at an El Paso zoo over the weekend. She was trying to feed the monkeys, wait for it, flaming hot Cheetos. She actually had to wade through a moat to get there and back. The zoo is pressing charges and says she's lucky she did not get hurt. We also just learned now that the law firm where she worked has now fired her.
Wow.
And they've apologized to the monkeys named Libby and Sunday. What's going on with people?
I know there are a lot of jobs you can have at a law firm, but if she's a lawyer and did this, then I don't want to. If she, either way, she has a job and she's a grown woman and did this, I'm so confused about
What's
people.
with people getting
because it's
the
not even like we saw a camera. I know Al always talks about people doing stuff for Instagram or social media, but I just see her sitting there really playing with the monkeys.
I heard hot Cheetos and I was like, oh, she's 12. Because when I taught middle school, my kids subsisted on hot Cheetos. So they're not for adults. I was like, there's no way it's a grown up. But it turns out it was.
Yeah.
As a grown up, just feeding hot Cheetos to a monkey. So
yeah. Good for her.
I'm glad that the monkeys were apologized to because that's what I was worried about.
Libby was offended.
Yeah.
Sunday, not as much. But I will say the road rage, too, I think has to do with a bit more of like COVID. Like no one was dealing with traffic. We never heard of road rages for a full year, right? And now all of a sudden people are coming back and it's like road rage, road rage, road rage.
But for me, it's like, what is happening that you're this mad? Like, first of all, my man's driving around in a Maserati, so like life isn't too shabby. And you get out and you're pulling a gun on people. Like, I'm just
in
really
broad
confused.
daylight.
In broad
Firing
daylight.
a gun on people.
Yeah.
Right, actually shot people. And then that's why, you know, so in New York, people are known for a lot of road rage, and we do get irritated and beat the horn, but this is exactly why I don't take it as far as like when I was younger, like cutting people up. Like, don't do any of that because you never know how psychotic the other person is and how far they're willing to go.
It's a true story. Yeah. Keep your cool if you can because it can be scary out there. All right, here's a question for you. If you're hit by good fortune, do you share it? Huh? What if it's $1 million lotto prize? So Leah Rose Fiaga bought a scratch-off ticket at her regular convenience store, and when she thought she didn't win, she left it on the counter. But as the owner went to throw it out, he noticed she'd missed a spot and finished it for her, only to find out she'd literally won $1 million. And since the owner knew her, he held on to it until she next time popped in. So the question is, should she give him part of her winnings? Mind you, the store does already get a $10,000 bonus. How much would you give the guy if you won $1 million? This is huge.
I think you need to give him at least what the store is getting.
Like match it.
Yeah, match the store. I mean, that's the minimum. I was thinking, I woke up, I was like, maybe I give him $100 grand, but that 900 grand is gonna go quickly.
Like
I think over.
Yeah, we talking pre or post taxes here.
Yeah, exactly. So I was being ambitious. Right. So I think I would genuinely, if I thought about it, sat down, talked to Colin, I'd probably give 10 grand.
So you'd match what the lotto gives. That's fair. What about you, Al?
I think that's good because it can't be nothing. And my initial thought too, I think you're like, okay, a tenth of it, but they are going to take half. So right now she's got $500,000. So do you want to give a fifth of that? Because now we're like, oh. Now,
but look, it's money that you were.
Stingy.
But when you win the lotto, I feel like it's going to be money that you weren't expecting. So even 1,000 would be like, wow.
But if you give $1,000, that you got to fight outside of the store.
If you won 1,000, you'd be like, wow. So imagine if you won 500,000, you'd be like, not giving somebody 10 grand.
Yeah,
and I know that's not like, that's life-changing money, but it's not like the most billionaire Bill Gates amount of money.
I just think it's his actions. Had he not looked, had he not waited, had he not done that, the catalyst for all this would have been lost.
What would you guys say, Tori? What would you say if somebody said he deserves half?
I could take that to court and argue that.
You would give him half?
His actions were half of how she won.
It was. You could argue it was 100% of how she won.
Literally, she bought the ticket, so she gets it. But you could say his actions saved her that money.
But she threw the ticket away, so is that still her property at that point? Is it? Could he just be like,
whose
hey,
trash can
maybe
was
I
it?
might give you $100,000 if I'm feeling nice.
Let us know what you guys would do. Also, how awesome to win $1 million. All right, we've got to talk about the internet's newest punk bands, the Linda. Wait, is it this? No, it's this. Oh, I'm so not rock and roll. The Lindas.
There you go.
The girls in the band range in age from 10 to 16 years old, and they've got a song that's called, it's gone viral, of course, called "Racist, Sexist Boy." Check it out. Wait, it's even better. The inspiration these punk rock teens are drawing from is their own experience at such a young age. Check out what 10-year-old Mila, the awesome drummer, had to say about it.
A little while before we went into lockdown, a boy in my class came up to me and said that his dad told him to stay away from Chinese people. After I told him that I was Chinese, he backed away from me. Eloise and I wrote the song based on that experience.
It's awesome, and the girls have now landed a record deal, and the Yeah Yeah Yeahs punk group is now mentoring them as well. What do you guys think?
I mean, I like when songs insinuate stuff. This is like the direct approach. I was like, wow, okay, there's no question about what this song's about.
None, and they did it at the library, which is also like everyone, and one of the lyrics is, racist, sexist boys, you have racist, sexist joys, you blockhead, you jerk face. It's like a real 10 to 16-year-old language. I love it.
I'm telling you guys this, I am calling this now. I've never been so sure of anything on this show. They will be super big.
I kind of agree.
I'm going to tell you why.
I kind of agree.
Just like I would say about Drake, the thing about Drake is you can understand every word that's coming out of his mouth, and that's good for people that aren't huge hip-hop fans. I could understand, first of all, she had a good voice, and I could understand what she was saying. They have a good sound. They have a unique look. They're going to go on tour with a big band and open up. They're going to get crazy followers, and like that's going to be a huge band. I'm calling it now.
I think the coolest part, too, is the juxtaposition of the little 10-year-old with a scrunchie being like, racist, sexist boy.
It's catchy, too.
It's really catchy.
And I think if it was a kid that I knew that was doing this, I would be like, you know what? Go ahead. I love that.
I love that. I think that's what punk is all about.
That's right.
And it's a Latin and Asian mixed group. So it's like, I just think what a great start.
Reminds me of the other female punk group whose name we can't say.
That's
Something Riot.
That's Something Riot. I was going to say, should I say it? No, I shouldn't. Coming up on DBL, we're talking to Suzanne Somers. Oh, yes. She's an open book when it comes to romancing her husband, and we're not afraid to go there. Plus, the Friends are getting America hyped for their reunion. But why is Matthew Perry dealing with backlash even before it airs? Stay tuned for that.
Closed captioning provided by
Parents with young children are stuck in a sticky situation this summer. What activities can they do safely when the youngest members of the family can't be vaccinated against COVID? Let's connect the dots. It's a strange phase in this already strange pandemic. Adults and older children are getting vaccinated and the world is ready to return to normal, but the youngest among us are still at risk. While young children seem less susceptible to severe forms of coronavirus, they can still get sick and some have developed severe and even deadly forms of the virus. Vaccines for children under the age of 12 are not expected to be approved until the fall. The New York Times polled over 800 health experts to find out what activities are safe. When it came to public places where vaccinated adults are no longer required to wear a mask, a slim majority of the experts said it was okay for young children as long as they did wear a mask. For indoor gatherings with other unvaccinated children, the experts also said that was okay, but to limit the amount of people. Summer is a popular time for outdoor activities like swimming, where kids can't wear a mask. So is that safe? The majority of experts said as long as they are outdoors, the risk is low. When it came to another summertime activity, travel, the experts said it was mostly safe for young kids to fly as long as they were masked. But they did recommend considering double masking and limiting the length of flights.
We are getting yet another look at what to expect from the Friends reunion airing on HBO Max later this week. The cast spoke to GMA about how being back together gave them all the feels. Watch this.
I knew it was going to be a really seriously emotional experience, and it has been.
The truth is, I didn't cry walking on to the set.
Then we cried.
Today you can't stop her. And now I can't stop.
Yeah, the cork has been pulled and the floodgates open.
And Matthew Perry has now taken some heat online after he posted this ad for a t-shirt he's selling that said, "Could I be any more vaccinated?" Taking a page from his character Chandler Bing. Well, some took issue with the shirt. One fan tweeted, quote, "Making money from a t-shirt relating to vaccines is in bad taste. Could I be any more annoyed?" Wow, there's going to be a lot of could I be tweets, so cut it off. I think this is helping a culture of vaccination. I see no problem with it. Do I wish he had gone to charity with some of it? Sure. Do I think
Why? I don't understand this country. I don't. Like, who gets to be a capitalist? Why can, because he was on a television show and he has money?
No, because he's profiting off the backs of dead people.
So does a funeral home. I don't get it. Like, who gets to...
It's a really good point.
Only athletes, they're the only people that, like, anytime they do anything, send it to charity. Like some businessman that, like, jacks up the price of an inhaler so people can't afford it. Like, he gets to have a yacht and everybody's like, cool yacht, can I see it on some show? But, like, when anybody else tries to profit, they're like, you're terrible. Lindsay, help me out.
I don't think anything's wrong with him selling the shirt. I think if you go on Amazon right now, you can find 20 other shirts that are profiting both Amazon and these random local people. We don't know what connection they have to any charities, but we're just questioning him because he's decided to do the same thing. So I don't know. I really don't think it's that bad. Like, I think people are just trying to find something to be annoyed about.
Was that his catchphrase? I didn't watch the show.
Yeah, okay, so this is him. Could I be wearing any more clothes? And he'd be wearing a lot of clothes. I did it poorly. That was poor.
But that was it?
That was his thing. That was his sort of rhythm thing. But I will say this. I think it helps with what I call a vaccine culture, where it's like cool to be vaccinated. And I think Friends was cool to a lot of millennials. They rewatch it now. And I think it helps that whole, what I say again, vaccine culture, which Fauci is trying to put out there.
Why did you say that you wish it had gone to charity? Like...
Because I think over 500,000 people have died in America, and it'd be nice to help support them because he already has so much money. But you absolutely changed my mind with a really, really cogent argument about that. Now, do I still wish he had given to charity? Yes, but I understand he has no need to do so as a capitalist.
Right.
Oh,
valid argument, y'all.
Wow. Al took me down. Coming up on DBL, we're catching up with entertainment icon Suzanne Somers. She's keeping it real when it comes to her decades-long love affair with her hubby, Alan. Ooh, it's spicy, and it's coming up next.
Parents of small kids already know this, but diapers are pricey. The bad news, they're about to get even more expensive. Let's connect the dots. Two of the big names in diapers announced they are raising prices. Procter & Gamble, which makes brands like Pampers and Luvs, warned consumers about the price hike. Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies and Pull-Ups, said it's raising prices in June. Why the increase? It's a perfect storm that's affecting a lot of things we buy. Shipping delays, supply chain disruptions, and changes in how we spend our money are causing a lot of manufacturers to raise prices. That includes things like furniture, electronics, and household goods. During the pandemic, we switched to mostly online shopping, leading to a shortage of shipping containers. All this adds up to you paying more. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Welcome back to DBL. We always keep it honest and real. So does Suzanne Somers, especially when it comes to her sex life. So now, not too long ago, Suzanne's sex life made headlines when she shared that she is intimate with her husband, Alan Hamel, several times in just one morning. Now, some of my co-hosts found that a little unbelievable, so we put this debate to bed by inviting Suzanne onto DBL. But first, a quick recap of the many times we doubted Suzanne on the show. Check it out.
Yeah, sure.
What do you mean?
I'm with Al. Get
Twice
real.
a day.
Whoa.
Listen.
14 times a week is a lot, and like I said, I have a healthy appetite.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
every day's
Okay,
Boston market to me.
all right.
But I'll come for her. Get real. 3 times before noon. You only brush your teeth twice a day. You're not having sex 3 times a day before noon. And if she comes on the show, I'll tell it to her face.
Oh my gosh, it's time to put our money where our mouth is and put this debate to bed. Joining us is Suzanne Somers. And I don't know if Alan's going to make an appearance. Is Alan there as well or no?
Alan is always with me at all times.
All right, you guys have been
54 years.
Wow.
Suzanne, how do you have time to do this interview?
You know, the reason I talk about our sex life, and no, it's not 3 times a day. I just happened to be talking to Julian Barbary, and she brought up that we have sex twice a day, and I said, well, actually today was 3 times. And our kids are raised. We've paid for the weddings. We've paid for the education. And it's now just me and Al. And God, we are having a great time. Yes, we have a lot of sex because we're in balance. But also, I have 7 drinks a week, too. At 5 o'clock every night, we have a tequila. And maybe that's why we have so much sex. I don't know.
Wow.
You know, I feel like obviously your comments about having sex 2 or 3 times a day, that sparked a discussion that we're having now. It sparked Sam to say, hey, I want to get my mojo back. So this is leading to good things. I want to know from a man's point of view, because I have a lot of my homeboys that they kind of left their 20s and then they kind of instantly turned into their 80s. They just kind of like to sit around. They don't feel as motivated. They don't want to get out. They don't want to have as much sex with the wife or their partner. And I want to know, what is the mindset that you should have before even you start with the physical things in terms of regaining some of that mojo like Sam's talking about? And here comes Alan.
Oh, he's
okay.
Yes.
Wouldn't you want to have sex with him twice a day?
Look who I'm sleeping with.
Yes.
Wow.
Alan, first of all, I didn't know that we could do this interview with sunglasses, so I feel like you blindsided us, because I would have worn mine too. You look amazing. I want to see one more button off that shirt.
I don't know if any of you know this, but Alan was the Johnny Carson of Canada. And when I met him, he was so famous up there that I was surprised when he asked me out. Years later, I think you were darn lucky.
And that's why she slept with me on the first date.
I did. I did.
I love that you guys talk about that. I've always said, honestly, people have these weird rules like, I don't sleep with people on the first date. I don't do this. It's like, when it's right, it's right. And here you guys are, 54 years later, so you guys were right. So let's get rid of that myth. If it feels right that night, let's handle that.
I did that. My first date with him, I did everything my mother told me not to do. I was 20 years old, and I thought I may never get another chance. So I had my first pot brownie. It's the first time I ever went to a man's hotel room, and this first time I ever slept with a man on the first date. But we're here all these years later. I just knew. I knew he was the one. You know, that's that lucky thing, that chemistry thing. What is it?
Yeah.
If you believe in past lives, or maybe we knew each other in another life, but I just knew.
It took me 2 days to feel this way. She felt it.
And you guys
Aren't
still?
you great?
Yeah. My first reaction was love. It was lust. But 2 days later, it was like, wow, this is really important. I don't know what it is, but I've never felt this before. But this is something I want to pursue.
Isn't that great?
Don't you guys get tired of each other a little bit?
Never. Isn't that so? You know, we're we're lovers, friends, companions, business partners, and I honestly, I know this sounds weird, but I miss him when he's in the other room. So that's kind of. I think it's magically lucky. It really is. And we do these 3 Facebook Live shows a week, and he comes in and out like this. And a woman came up to me in a restaurant the other night, and she said, "I'm sorry to bother you." I said, "No, it's great." And she said, "I love your love. I watch you and Alan, and it shows me the possibilities of what can be." And I think, well, that's great publicity to put out. I'd rather put that out than negative stuff.
Amen. You're giving me all the inspiration. Now, speaking of which, and speaking of partnerships, talk to us about your product, Gut Renew. You've told us this helps with overall health, but also sexual health. Is that right?
Well, you know, a number of years ago, we had this.
Oh, yeah.
Thigh Master.
And we stopped counting after over 10 million were sold. This here, I don't know about you, but everybody I talk to on Facebook, my entire constituency, of which it's vast, all complain about bloating, constipation, gas, problems with their stomach. And I had that last year. And so we developed with qualified scientists and put all this stuff in this bag here that you make a smoothie every day.
You are a wealth of information. We appreciate you. Thank you, Suzanne.
And I'm still down to take the challenge.
You need to.
Okay, I want you to, and I'll come
30
back.
30 days.
Yes.
I'm sure come back. There
yes,
you go.
in 30 days, we are going to reconnect with you and also hear from Al.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Millions of Americans have had COVID, which means millions might have developed some natural antibodies to the virus. So Candace has this question.
If natural antibodies are better than antibodies created from a vaccine, can one obtain a vaccination card or something similar using the date that he or she tested positive for COVID?
To answer, we first have to verify whether natural antibodies really are better than antibodies from a vaccine.
And the answer is not necessarily.
Scientists from the Immunization Action Coalition, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, and the University of South Carolina School of Medicine Greenville are our sources. Someone who gets sick with COVID does often, but not always, develop a wider variety of antibodies than someone who gets the vaccine. But scientists say many of those naturally produced antibodies don't really help your body fight off the virus, whereas all of the antibodies developed from a vaccine do.
The 2 mRNA vaccines out there we have seen have generated a much more substantial antibody response than, let's say, natural infection has.
Also, the amount of antibodies developed from an infection is wildly unpredictable.
Everybody's response is going to be different. So I would say, yes, there is variability from patient to patient.
We've seen some people that have a really strong protective response. And then there's even some people up to maybe like 9 or 10% that don't really have a response.
Candace also asked if someone who caught COVID can get something similar to a vaccination card.
Someone that's had an infection, we don't know for certain if they've gotten protective antibodies or not. And so if we were to give out some sort of, immunity card that's to anyone that got an infection, we'd be giving it out to about 10% of people that aren't protected.
So Candace, we can verify. Scientists say natural antibodies are not better than the antibodies created from a COVID vaccine. And no, someone who caught COVID cannot get a vaccination card if they haven't been vaccinated. I'm Teresa Woodard.
Welcome back to DBL. AAA predicts 34 million Americans will take road trips this Memorial Day weekend. So when it comes to rental cars, what insurance do you need? Well, we're chatting about it on today's Bang for Your Buck presented by The Hartford. First, check with your own insurance company because it might adequately protect you and your rental. You may not have to buy extra rental car insurance if your policy covers enough. Most companies will recommend you carry coverage of $300,000 per accident at minimum. You can also add on policies for extra protection on road trips like roadside assistance and pet injury protection. We've made it easy when it comes to quality and affordable insurance. The Buck's got your back. The Hartford will be happy to provide you solutions, so just call the Hartford at 1-800-684-6085 or visit thehartford.com to learn more. Now, we also must get to this. Today marks the 1-year anniversary of George Floyd's murder. All around the world, people are gathering to honor and remember the man who died after a police officer suffocated him with his knee on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. That former officer, Derek Chauvin, was ultimately found guilty of Floyd's murder. It's important to note that the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act has not been passed yet. The fight for justice continues, and may I add, the Floyd family is in D.C. right now speaking to Biden privately, as well as several people on the Hill to get the George Floyd Police Reform Act passed. How do you all feel?
I think looking back to say that we can sit on this panel and call Chauvin a murderer is crazy because we never get that kind of justice, especially within a year. And to remember exactly where I was, I'm sure Al was in a similar place a year ago, and to be here now, I'm grateful, and I know that we're walking towards change.
Well said. Al?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that we continue to make progress. Progress is slow, but it does happen, and so that's what I'm disappointed it's taking this long, but you know, who knows? Let's hope.
Let's just know for sure his life mattered and changed the world.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.
talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
1 year after George Floyd's death, shots are fired as people gather to remember him in Minneapolis. Where do we go from here? The Friends cast opens up about their emotional reunion.
We just started crying.
Our Erase the Past skin makeover reveal. The stunning results you have to see to believe. And hilarious actor and comedian Joel McHale is here live.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, May 25th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Erica joins us from home. So we begin with some, I don't even know how to describe this, but you may know, well, first, today is the 1 year anniversary of George Floyd's murder. Now, originally, we had a tribute planned, which we're going to get to a little later in the show. But this happened during a live news report from his memorial this morning. An SUV pulled up, shots rang out, a warning to our viewers. What you're about to see may be disturbing to some. Take a look.
They wanted this bill of comprehensive police reform to be, just got to be careful here with some gunshots. Excuse us. It sounds like gunshots. I'll let you know what this is. These seem to be gunshots.
And according to witnesses, there were around 30 gunshots heard. Police say that one person was shot and was brought to the hospital, and the suspect is still at large. Now, Erica, there's so much that I want to talk to you about, but what infuriates me, right, today, and we're going to get to the tribute later, but today's supposed to be a day where George Floyd's family are supposed to remember him. They're going to meet with President Biden. They have a number of initiatives that they hope to pass to protect other Black lives. But here we are. We're talking about these gunshots. What do you make of it?
Well, Sam, as horrific as hearing that in your ears ringing, not knowing what the motive was or what was happening in that moment, it's something that we live with on a daily basis. Anytime progress is made and there are steps forward, there is going to be a contingent, a demographic that is not happy with that. There is going to be adversity at a heightened level that's going to match the heightened progress. I don't know what the motive behind these gunshots were, but I do know that I fear these things happening every time we get a, quote, win. And I don't even know if we can call it a win because we're still waiting on the bill to see if it passes that's named after George Floyd. We're waiting on all of these things that have yet to happen. So, I mean, it's truly disturbing, but it's not surprising for me.
Yeah, I mean, Erica, this is an opinion show. We're allowed to give our opinion. I think you're exactly right. I think that there are some people that don't want to see progress, and that's what that was. It's a culture of fear. It's letting you know that anytime you try and move forward, we'll be there to impose physical threats and at least physical harm on to you and your loved ones. And that's what those gunshots did. But what they don't realize is when you constantly try and put down and make people fearful, when they've been living in that for a while, that tactic doesn't bother them anymore. This will move forward. This will continue. And, I think those gunshots were more a symbol of fear from that side than ours.
Maybe the fear comes from because there is change. Yeah. I think it's different this time. I mean, we see it on our show. I talk with Al, I talk with Erica, I talk with you. I see it on other shows, even sports shows. I was watching a sports show. Keyshawn Johnson was talking. He's a former NFL player. Not that that matters, but he was on the ground when things happened in L.A. He goes, I was through Rodney King. Nothing changed. I was through the O.J. trial. Nothing changed. We couldn't even get past La Cienega, which is a street close to Beverly Hills. He's like, what changed with George Floyd is that we're together now. People of all races, all colors had enough. The fear is from a few that don't want to see the change, and I'm with you on that. We still have a long way to go, but I think this is different this time, and I think today's a day of celebration, even though that was a bad thing with the gunshots.
And we are going to have a tribute to George Floyd later in the show, and we'll talk more about that and his initiative. So we are going to switch gears here completely, all right? So stay with us. We've got a really crazy video that you all are talking about, so let's show it. A woman woman climbed into a spider monkey exhibit at an El Paso zoo over the weekend. She was trying to feed them, wait for it, flaming hot Cheetos. She actually had to wade through a moat to get there and back. The zoo is pressing charges and says she is lucky she did not get hurt. We also just learned that the law firm where the lady worked has now fired her, and they've apologized to the monkeys named Libby and Sunday. Really? Like going through a moat to give them flaming hot Cheetos. I can't. I mean, obviously this has to be a sign of mental illness, because I don't think anybody in their right frame of mind would go through wade through a moat, Al, to give flaming hot Cheetos to monkeys.
I heard a saying once to say there are people that wrestle alligators, but never when people aren't around. Meaning that people do things like this for attention. This was being videotaped for a reason. And I think people risking their lives is now a thing, Erica, where people are saying, it's worth it for me to risk my life if I can get 1 million hits, that if I can get verified and then make this my career, because I'm not getting any traction. Let's get some hot Cheetos and swim across a moat and see what we can do, Jeff.
You got a great point there. I don't think she was thinking that far ahead. I think there is some mental illness there.
I'm giving her too much credit?
You're giving her way too much credit, in my opinion. You know, right. I think she's just...
I think a lot of people are motivated by social media and them likes, and that's a whole nother conversation, and I think they actually go hand in hand with mental health. Yeah. Okay, so Erica, we got to talk about this video that Erica sent me. Yes, Erica. The internet's newest punk band, the Linda Lindas. They've got a song that's gone viral called Racist Sexist Boy. Erica was here for it, and it's already got more than 3 million views on Twitter. The girls in the band range in age from 10 to 16, and it turns out the music is inspired by their own experiences. Check it out.
A boy in my class came up to me and said that his dad told him to stay away from Chinese people. After I told him that I was Chinese, he backed away from me. Eloise and I wrote the song based on that experience.
Erica, I was so flattered that you thought to send that to me. I was like, yes, I wish this was my daughter.
I sent it to you. You were the only person I actually sent it to. I was like, this song slaps. Sam's going to love this. I could just see Sophie in the middle of singing in the middle of it. It was just, it was great. I think that anytime you take adversity, especially at that young of an age, and you turn it into something that is that strong of empowerment, I've watched this over and over. I'm going to wake up to this in the morning.
And that's it's a good punk song.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Erica hit it on the head with the empowerment. But Jeff, here's what I would say: the reason Drake is so popular is because you can understand every word he's saying. Well, a lot of times with punk and with rock, you can't hear what they're saying, and it just sounds like noise. You could hear every word that she was saying. She has a nice, like, Joan Jett kind of vibe to her voice, and her band is dope for 10 years old. They're going to have a following. Somebody big is going to take them on the road to open up for them at Coachella. I expect big things.
It was a good song, but Erica, I'm glad you didn't send me that, because if you didn't call me first, I'd be like, why would Erica send me that song? I thought we were friends.
You see, there's no one else on the group chat. It's just you.
You thought it was Michael Dean, our producer's laughing really loud over there. I love it. No, Michael Dean, we feel you. Okay, so coming up on DBL, Joel McHale is here live. He's hosting a new reality competition show that mixes cooking with crime scenes. He's here to tell us all about it. Plus, the Friends are getting America hyped for their reunion. But why is Matthew Perry dealing with backlash before it even airs? And 2 months ago, we surprised a viewer with a skin makeover. Wait till you see the incredible results that no one saw coming. Coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by...
Parents with young children are stuck in a sticky situation this summer. What activities can they do safely when the youngest members of the family can't be vaccinated against COVID? Let's connect the dots. It's a strange phase in this already strange pandemic. Adults and older children are getting vaccinated and the world is ready to return to normal, but the youngest among us are still at risk. While young children seem less susceptible to severe forms of coronavirus, they can still get sick, and some have developed severe and even deadly forms of the virus. Vaccines for children under the age of 12 are not expected to be approved until the fall. The New York Times polled over 800 health experts to find out what activities are safe. When it came to public places where vaccinated adults are no longer required to wear a mask, a slim majority of the experts said it was okay for young children as long as they did wear a mask. For indoor gatherings with other unvaccinated children, the experts also said that was okay, but to limit the amount of people. Summer is a popular time for outdoor activities like swimming, where kids can't wear a mask. So is that safe? The majority of experts said as long as they are outdoors, the risk is low. When it came to another summertime activity, travel, the experts said it was mostly safe for young kids to fly as long as they were masked. But they did recommend considering double masking and limiting the length of flights.
Your story is my story is your story. I have to tell you, you're not actually a finalist. Alana, you're the winner! Alana, you're the winner!
Oh my God! Thank you.
Yay! A couple months ago, we surprised our DBL Erase the Past winner, Alana, with a full skin makeover. Since then, she's been visiting the amazing Angel Martinez of Angel Aesthetics to get treatments. Here is a look at her journey.
Alana has been battling her skin for years, sharing her heartbreak with all of us back in February.
I'm gonna cry. I don't feel confident. I feel like my self-esteem kind of went down. I wouldn't say necessarily embarrassed, but it's difficult waking up and seeing it. And when my son, he said to me, "Mommy, what are all those black dots on your face?" And I'm like, "Ooh," so, and I know he didn't understand, but it's hard.
To correct her years of scarring and hyperpigmentation, Alana will visit DBL skin guru, Angel Martinez, every 2 weeks for 2 months.
And you're 32, so I can't make you look like you're 20 again, right? And skin has a really great memory. So it's gonna be a journey because your skin's a little thicker.
My dream out of all of this would be to, like I said, get my self-confidence back. It's brought me down not to have to wear makeup, going out just local places like the grocery store and things like that, just to, be able to feel confident with myself.
So this is gonna start to feel warm. If you need a break, let me know. If not, I kind of just zip right through it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna have Alana come back in 2 weeks, assess her, and see how far we've come along from the first picture, and that'll determine what I do next. Hello!
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. How's your skin doing?
Good.
Yeah? But I think we're gonna go a little more aggressive this time, which is a peel. Okay. You ready for a peel?
Yeah.
So I did a chemical peel just to continue to lighten the pigmentation on her cheeks, her forehead, and so I'm hopeful that this is gonna push our step a little further.
What is that? Is it the skin?
Yeah, it's my skin.
Well, it looks disgusting.
Can I touch it? No, you can't touch it.
Why?
Does it look weird?
Yes, it does.
Okay, this is your last treatment, so I'm so excited, but I'm doing like a double whammy here. You're gonna have 2 lasers done today because we're gonna go big before you go home. So right now with Alana, what I'm dealing with is her years of acne and picking. So trying to get that, and it's deep. Shouldn't hurt too bad, but I'm not making you any promises. Okay. Hence the numbing, right? Mm-hmm. It tightens the skin as it goes in, so it's 36 gold tip needles going in and out of the skin.
She does inform me, you know, my scarring is deep, and I am upset with myself. I did, you know, back in the day have family members and stuff like, stop picking, why are you picking? And I'm like, I'm not picking. And so now I am, you know, fully aware of what it will do.
You handled that really well, and we're not done. The fun's not over. Home stretch, okay?
Probably gonna go home and cry in the car. I didn't want to swing at her. I was thinking like, okay, maybe I should stop, but I was like, no, just go through, get it done. If I stop, then it's gonna start back up. So let's just go all the way through.
I know, like, her skin's already improving, but I do have concerns because, you know, she leaves here, I never know what she's gonna do. My job is the easy part. It's really what they do at home as well.
Ooh, how amazing is this? So now for the $1 million question. Did the treatments work? When we come back, they reveal, or the reveal rather, that nearly knocked Erica off her feet. Don't miss it.
Parents of small kids already know this, but diapers are pricey. The bad news, they're about to get even more expensive. Let's connect the dots. 2 of the big names in diapers announced they are raising prices. Procter & Gamble, which makes brands like Pampers and Loves, warned consumers about the price hike. Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies and Pull-Ups, said it's raising prices in June. Why the increase? It's a perfect storm that's affecting a lot of things we buy. Shipping delays, supply chain disruptions, and changes in how we spend our money are causing a lot of manufacturers to raise prices. That includes things like furniture, electronics, and household goods. During the pandemic, we switched to mostly online shopping, leading to a shortage of shipping containers. All this adds up to you paying more. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. We just showed you the emotional journey of our Erase the Past makeover winner, Ilana. It's been years since she felt confident in her own skin, but did the treatments with Angel work? We'll let you be the judge. Take a look.
I am so excited to see Ilana because I know the miracles that Angel can do firsthand.
It's been tough, and there's times I got a little doubtful, but then I'm like, okay, come on, let's rally up. And I don't know if you remember what her skin used to look like.
Okay.
All right?
Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl.
Beautiful. And you remember how it is to have hyperpigmentation. It's tough. How are you feeling, 1 to 10?
The forehead's about a 9.
I've been working on her for a couple months now, so I'm so excited, and I think she should be here any minute, so I'm excited to see her.
I hope Ilana feels a sense of pride that knowing that this was always her. Like, yes, things look different on the outside, but that doesn't reflect who you are truly on the inside.
Oh my God.
Girl.
Woo!
Girl.
Let's see, let's
yes.
see, let's see it, let's
yes,
see it.
honey. Okay. Are you even wearing any makeup on your skin?
No, just blush.
You
Wow.
only have blush on right
yes.
now? What does that feel like? Because I remember you talking about how you learned to do makeup so that you could cover your hyperpigmentation.
It feels really good. Like, I'm ecstatic that I don't have to put on full coverage foundation.
So this transformation is everything, especially for those of us who don't really remember a time that our skin wasn't problematic. You have 2 kids.
Yes.
What do they think?
Actually, I think it was my youngest. He was like, "Mommy, what happened to all the dark spots on your face?" So then, them noticing and knowing how important it is, it means a lot. I've already told my kids, I said, might be a little hot girl summer for Mommy.
Okay, all right.
I was like, I'm gonna be like, bye.
Yes.
They see that Mommy's a lot more happier and Mommy's not taking so much longer to get dressed and have to put my face on it. You know, my oldest told me the other day, he's like, "Mommy, you're so pretty." And I'm like, "Thank you."
I have a little surprise for you from myself, DBL, Erica. So for the next 3 months, I'm still gonna cater to you and get you to that next level. So I'm excited.
Oh, thank you.
You're part of the girl gang.
So welcome to the sisterhood.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have
I'm
you.
excited. I'm trying not to cry, but what makes me want to cry is just like it's been a long time coming. Like, I have tried everything possible, just being happy with the way that my skin looks and getting the compliments from my family and friends, and that's kind of something that I've been missing.
Erica.
What a transformation for Ilana. What was it like being a part of her, like, incredible journey?
That was cool. We're in shock.
I am so happy for her because, like I said, our stories are so similar. And I'm also so proud of Angel because all she ever wanted to do was bring these things to people who are truly deserving and may not have had access to it. And for this to come together this way, it's just such a blessing. So I want to thank DBL as well for allowing this to happen for Ilana because it just means so much to all of us.
Wow.
Hot girl summer.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Amazing.
I have no words.
I know.
I get paid to talk. I have no words. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. That was incredible.
Coming up on DBL, Lindsay Lohan is coming to Netflix. Can she make a comeback in a new Christmas movie?
Yay.
And the Big Friends reunion happens this week, but everyone is already talking about Matthew Perry and this shirt, why it's not going over so well.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Millions of Americans have had COVID, which means millions might have developed some natural antibodies to the virus. So Candace has this question.
If natural antibodies are better than antibodies created from a vaccine, can one obtain a vaccination card or something similar using the date that he or she tested positive for COVID?
To answer, we first have to verify whether natural antibodies really are better than antibodies from a vaccine.
And the answer is not necessarily.
Scientists from the Immunization Action Coalition, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, and the University of South Carolina School of Medicine Greenville are our sources. Someone who gets sick with COVID does often, but not always, develop a wider variety of antibodies than someone who gets the vaccine. But scientists say many of those naturally produced antibodies don't really help your body fight off the virus, whereas all of the antibodies developed from a vaccine do.
The 2 mRNA vaccines out there we have seen have generated a much more substantial antibody response than, let's say, natural infection has.
Also, the amount of antibodies developed from an infection is wildly unpredictable.
Everybody's response is going to be different. So I would say, yes, there is variability from patient to patient.
We've seen some people that have a really strong protective response. And then there's even some people up to maybe like 9 or 10% that don't really have a response.
Candace also asked if someone who caught COVID can get something similar to a vaccination card.
Someone that's had an infection, we don't know for certain if they've gotten protective antibodies or not. And so if we were to give out some sort of, immunity card that's to anyone that got an infection, we'd be giving it out to about 10% of people that aren't protected.
So Candace, we can verify. Scientists say natural antibodies are not better than the antibodies created from a COVID vaccine. And no, someone who caught COVID cannot get a vaccination card if they haven't been vaccinated. I'm Teresa Woodard.
Welcome back to DBL. As we mentioned before, today marks the 1-year anniversary of George Floyd's murder. All around the world, people are gathering to honor and remember the man who died after a police officer suffocated him with his knee on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. That former officer, Derek Chauvin, was ultimately found guilty of Floyd's murder. And it's important to note the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act has not been passed yet. The fight for justice definitely continues. As we said earlier, Erica, we talked about the family's meeting with President Biden today in hopes to motivate Congress to pass this. Erica?
Maybe she's frozen.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. Yeah, you know, I hope that today really makes people not only audit how their lives have maybe been changed over the past year, but how we've changed or not changed as a society. I think this is a really great time to reflect on that.
And I think, too, you mentioned it being a video that everybody saw, that brought everybody together, right? You know, most people would argue this is the most important, and I say that word very delicately, knowing how horrific it was, but one of the most important, if not the most important, viral video that got all of our eyes open.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier as a celebration. It was a tragedy, but from it, I think we could celebrate that. Despite all the bad things going on, we have united as a country.
Justice hopefully will prevail. If you're leaving us, you can watch the rest of the show on Facebook or YouTube. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Ask again, Sam.
We're already off to a good start over here. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Erica joins us from home. Okay, so we are getting yet another look at what to expect from the Friends reunion airing on HBO Max later this week. The cast spoke to GMA about how being back together gave them all the feels. Watch.
I knew it was going to be a really seriously emotional experience, and it has been.
The truth is, I didn't cry walking on to the set.
Then we cried.
Today you can't stop it. And now I can't stop.
Yeah, the cork has been pulled and the floodgates open.
And Matthew Perry is actually getting now some heat online after he posted this ad for a t-shirt he's selling that said, "Could I be any more vaccinated?" taking a page from his character Chandler Bing. Some took issue with the shirt. One fan tweeted, quote, "Making money from a t-shirt relating to vaccines is in bad taste. Could I be any more annoyed?" Okay, do you think this was in bad taste?
I don't think he's keeping all the money.
I looked into it. I don't see any
We're going to do a story tomorrow that he says the money's going to charity. He's worth $120 million if any of those things online are accurate, right? He gets a check every day because his show's in syndication. That show's on like 3 or 4 times a day. He doesn't need T-shirt money.
Well, then he should specify, because you should.
Why, Sam? Why? Houseway.
What?
I said houseway. What's
that mean?
That's what Kanye said to a DJ. Let's go.
First of all, I love that he's promoting vaccination, so it doesn't bother me. I don't care if he profits from it or if he doesn't profit from it. If he's promoting vaccination, you know how COVID's affected my family. Of
course.
I'm all for it. The only thing that I wanted to provide context to the people out there that do think it's in bad taste, I did go on his website. It does link it to his merch account, all of his shirts. It doesn't specify whether or not there's any charity involved.
But why does he have to give to charity, Sam?
I don't care.
I know you don't, but like clearly a lot of people do. That Twitter user did. I just want to know, I don't understand why it's only athletes and entertainers that have to give to charity.
Erica, do you
We're not asking investment bankers or vulture capitalists like where their money's going. It's only Matthew Perry. Why does he have to talk about his pockets?
What do you think, Erica? Should he donate some of that money to COVID relief?
I think this is all a big bag of nothing. To be honest, this shirt would not
That's the name of my
even
T-shirt, Erica. Big bag of nothing.
It's a big bag of nothing. I mean, the people who are upset about it are really putting this on the radar. It's like controversy really breeds demand in this at this point. I wouldn't have thought anything of it had it not become such a controversial topic, and people likely wouldn't have known about it. I mean, Matthew Perry, Chandler, of course, was a very iconic character, but when you get all the friends involved, he's not in the top 2.
Oh.
Just saying.
I think
That's
right.
not
No, that's not controversial. I know. You're
That's
right.
accurate.
Right. All right. So, Lindsay Lohan, she's coming to Netflix, you guys. Yep, the streaming giant announced that Lindsay is set to star in a rom-com movie about a spoiled hotel heiress who finds herself in the care of a handsome, blue-collar lodge owner after getting total amnesia in a skiing accident. This will be
I think that's insulting.
Hold up. This will be Lindsay's first film in about 2 years. She filmed a vampire horror movie back in 2019. Hasn't been released yet. She also starred in a British TV comedy in 2018 and released a dance single, Back to Me, last year. Okay, the premise is, I'm all about it. That's every Hallmark
Excuse
movie.
me?
That's every...
You're all about the premise that she has to be knocked in the head and forget that she doesn't talk to common people? That's the premise.
Oh, what about Overboat? What's going on?
Overboard. Yes. Please remember when you bring up movies from 49 years ago.
Hey, man overboat. I guess it's the same term.
It's literally like overboard.
Listen,
Sorry that I got the title wrong.
Sam,
What?
no, I don't like that premise. I think it's cool that they're dipping into the Hallmark genre. Clearly, it's a genre that works and has diehard viewers. But I just don't. Erica, am I tripping?
Wait, get rid of the genre. Do you think that she can make a comeback? Do you think, given her crazy past, even though she has a pretty crazy past, and I don't mean the addiction, I mean the way she treated people, are people going to give her a second shot?
I think that people should be entitled to as many comebacks as they want to. That takes a lot of effort. And it also takes a lot of checking your ego to know that people are expecting you to fail. I think that Lindsay Lohan lived a life that most of us will never comprehend, and we don't know how we would have acted in circumstances that have been thrown her way, as is most celebrities. And that's just the truth. I mean, we can say that we're great people, but at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen until it happens.
Yeah,
so
some of us
if she wants to make a
overboard.
comeback
You're
and put
right.
herself out there, do it.
Okay, I want to hear your opinion, because you're all about treating everybody on set the right way, treating everybody the right way. And that's something that I admire you greatly for. Now, I have had many interactions with Lindsay Lohan as a waitress. I'm sure, hopefully, through time, she's not this person, but the way she treats people in restaurants was absolutely horrific. That's coming from my own experience as a waitress. If she treats people that way on set, which we've heard in the past, which is why a lot of people haven't been rooting her on for that comeback. Of course, Eric always says you have to earn that comeback. We'll see, right? We'll see if she's fully a changed person or not.
We'll see. Lindsay Lohan was one of the biggest stars on the planet.
Talented.
And for her to get a script like this with the description that you just got and have to eat that humble pie and be like, they really want me for this and this is really my only option at this point, that's rock bottom. So,
it's on Netflix. That's not rock bottom.
Amnesia story where you lose your mind?
You have a lot of people that love that storyline.
Yeah, that means Sam. She's talking about a lot
it's
of
not
people.
rock bottom. You're right. It is on Netflix, but it wouldn't be a mainstream actor's first choice. How about that?
This could be her step back. I mean, remember, Travolta was out of the mix until he got Pulp Fiction, and now he's been famous for another 20 years.
But people also said he's easy to work with. We'll have to wait and see. I really hope that she sings a different tune.
Yeah, you got me with the Netflix thing. That is pretty big.
Yeah.
I thought it was on Hallmark.
Okay, so Kelly Osbourne, you guys, is getting everyone talking again. Kelly recently posted some pics on Instagram, but some fans thought she looked a little different and accused her of having plastic surgery. But Kelly posted a video to address the rumors. Take a look.
I'm always really honest and really upfront about what I've done to my body and who I am. And I have not had plastic surgery. I've never done anything to my face other than a couple of injections in my lips, in my jaw, and in my forehead here. I do not lie, but thank you for the compliment.
Okay, so Erica, do you think that stars should be upfront about what they do to their face?
I think the only time that anyone really owes the public an explanation is if you're giving credit to a source that you know did not make you make that change. I'm talking about people who get plastic surgery and then they promote a tummy tea on Instagram. Or, you know, they get some procedure done on their face and they're like, it's the cream. You know, it's like, just be real. If you're going to talk about it at all, you should be real about it. But I don't think anyone owes anyone an explanation if they're not lying about it.
I agree.
Yes, I agree as well. But I'm just saying there are people that have a rabid fan base, and their fan base wants to know everything that they're doing because they do model their life after them, no matter how you feel about it. Do you feel like it's okay for a fan to say, you look great, what did you do? I want to emulate that, or even that's too much?
I think that's okay. You know, I don't think I mean, if it's obvious that you've done something, I mean, honesty is the best policy. I really believe Kelly Osbourne in this instance. I really do. Right. But I think if you want to get something done, what's the big deal?
I think she handled it perfectly.
Oh, definitely.
She handled it perfectly.
You're over this story.
No, I just really want to get to the next one because see how well my co-hosts know me.
You could have just gave me the look and I wouldn't have talked. I don't need to talk about Kelly Osbourne's injection.
I want to hear, because Al's supposed to take over the next story. So when it comes to Gen Z, it can sometimes feel like they're speaking a whole new language. Well, that's because they are. But lucky for you, our very own Al Jackson is an authority of the Gen Z dictionary.
That's what I do.
And we'll find out if we can translate. So we're going to play the Gen Z ABCs. Take it away, Al.
Go Sway.
All right, guys. Our first word, I don't know if you guys, I saw this on TikTok. My girl showed this to me. Our first word that's been flying around for weeks. You know, not too many people know what it means. So I want to see if you guys do. The word is chuggy.
A basic
chuggy.
B. A basic B.
Jeff, do you agree with that? Chuggy. That's a good guess, Sam.
Like a little throw up?
Oh, that's the disgusting guess.
Like a PSL, you're a chuggy.
Wait, let's see. Erica, do you know what chuggy means?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right, Sam, you're kind of close. It's like, it means the opposite of trendy and out of style, but it's kind of like something you like. I think we all like something that's chuggy. Like, for example, Gen Z would say, like, those wooden things in your kitchen that say live, laugh, and love. Those are chuggy.
Yeah, that's...
Herbal essences, shampoo, even though it's great. Supposedly chuggy. Axe body spray, chuggy. But people said PSLs are chuggy, but it's like something that is overdone.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah. Oh, I was
you're
like, what's a
looking at me
PSL?
like, that's you, boo. You do everything pumpkin spice.
I'm not. So what?
That's right. That's how you're supposed to feel about it, though. It's like everybody says this is overdone, but it's my thing. What's your chuggy thing, Sam?
My chuggy thing is blowouts.
I have a chuggy thing.
What's your chuggy thing?
My chuggy thing is
It's
using
chuggy.
the lexicon and vocabulary, same thing, of my generation. Because I can get that right.
Okay.
That's a chuggy answer.
Coming up on DBL, actor and comedian Joel McHale will join us live.
Yes.
He's hosting a brand new cooking competition show that's different than anything else out there. And check out our DBL staff working hard at home during the pandemic. Keep it up, guys. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by
Louis Anderson, welcome to DBL. I wanted to talk to you quickly about your Christine Baskett's portrayal. It is so inspiring to see, and it is inspired by your late mother. When you won the Emmy, you lifted the statue and said, "We did it, Mom," and everyone was in tears. So how has it been channeling her, and how has your relationship with her changed even after she died?
You know, sometimes you get touched, something brings up something, and you go, oh, I need to ask my mom this, but she wasn't there, so she's gone to the great beyond. And so I started writing these letters, and it was very, very cathartic for me, really helped. And I've really been encouraging people, if your mom's still around, become friends with her. Wow. See if you can find out what she was going to do if she wouldn't have had you. And then that question we all have is, why'd you pick Dad, Mom? Why him?
That's true.
You know, moms give up so much for us, and we take it for granted because they're there, and they don't really ask for a lot.
Amen.
Welcome back to DBL. We are trying to get a hold of Joel McHale, okay? So stay with us. But in the meantime, AAA predicts 34 million Americans will take road trips this Memorial Day weekend. So when it comes to rental cars, what insurance do you need? We're going to chat about it. Today's Bang for Your Buck, presented by The Hartford. So first, check with your insurance company. Does your coverage adequately protect you and a rental? You may not have to buy extra rental car insurance if your policy covers enough. Most companies will recommend you carry coverage of $300,000 per accident at minimum. You can also add on policies for extra protection on road trips, like roadside assistance and pet injury protection. We've made it easy when it comes to quality and affordable insurance. The Buck's got your back. The Hartford will be happy to provide you solutions. Call the Hartford at 1-800-684-6085 or visit thehartford.com to learn more. Thank goodness, because every time I do this is going to be fully honest, my car insurance, I guess. Like literally on
That's
a pop
honest.
quiz. I literally
Well, like how many
guess.
miles do you drive a year? Who knows that?
You can check your odometer. That's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I was trying to just be on your side, and now you just shut me down over here.
I'm talking about when it asks you coverage, like
when you rent a car?
$250,000, any time of coverage. I just pop quiz it.
Yeah, well, now you know. I was going to say, as somebody that rents a car almost every weekend,
now we know what.
Make sure that Sam guesses. I was going to say for everybody, make sure that you know if you have coverage with your rental car, because if you do, they always push it on you. But if you have it, you'll save yourself a lot of money.
Okay, Al.
All right,
Wow.
thanks. I don't feel like you were really, you had my back on that one.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. Joel McHale coming.
We all know that.
Parents of small kids already know this, but diapers are pricey. The bad news, they're about to get even more expensive. Let's connect the dots. Two of the big names in diapers announced they are raising prices. Procter & Gamble, which makes brands like Pampers and Luvs, warned consumers about the price hike. Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies and Pull-Ups, said it's raising prices in June. Why the increase? It's a perfect storm that's affecting a lot of things we buy. Shipping delays, supply chain disruptions, and changes in how we spend our money are causing a lot of manufacturers to raise prices. That includes things like furniture, electronics, and household goods. During the pandemic, we switched to mostly online shopping, leading to a shortage of shipping containers. All this adds up to you paying more. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. Our special guest today is an actor, comedian, and a legendary television host. You know him best from the hit shows Community and The Soup, but today we're talking about hosting a brand new show premiering on Fox, Crime Scene Kitchen. Please welcome Joel McHale.
Yes.
There he is. Yes. Joel.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Daily Blast. Thank you.
Feel it. Okay, so we appreciate you talking to us because we know you're in demand. In fact, aren't you on a break right now from filming Crime Scene Kitchen? Is that where you are?
Well, I'm actually shooting To Tell the Truth, hosted by Anthony Anderson and his mom.
Wow.
So I will pretty much do anything if you ask me. I'll just say yes. If you've got some odd jobs around your house or anybody there, I'm happy to sweep up leaves or whatever.
Okay, good, because, you know, our nanny has been sick for the past few days, so
It'd be great to have
I
Joel
would
McHale
love
around.
to have you come over, Joel.
I feel like that's
I'll bring a bunch of sugar. I'll bring a bunch of candy,
Okay, never
desserts.
mind.
You name it,
Okay.
they're going to love it. Milkshakes, they're going to love it.
Good answer. Good answer.
Joel, here's the elevator pitch. You are now a millennial nanny, okay? This is your sitcom. You lied on your resume saying that you know how to do this, you don't know how to do anything, so you use YouTube and you become the best nanny ever. That's our pitch. We're walking.
Look, I can't do any better than what you just said. We're there. It's sold. We're going to a premium streamer. It's a premium streamer, and it sells itself. Different guest stars every week. Thank you. Done. We're millionaires.
I love it. Before we get to your, Jeff, you chime in really quickly, I have to ask you about Crime Scene Kitchen and the name of it, because it sounds crazy. Like, break it down for us.
Well, it's a bunch of bakers who commit horrible crimes. No, it's a baking. I know there's a lot of baking shows, but It's Baker's meets kind of a mystery unboxing show where the crime scene kitchen, teams of bakers, teams of 2, go in there. They have 2 minutes to find evidence of something that was baked there. So if they have a little cocoa powder, maybe some fondant, maybe a used blender, something has happened. They get 2 minutes, then they go back and they get like 3 hours to recreate the dessert they think it is. And then we judge them to see how close they get. And you would be surprised how close people get and surprised at how horribly off they were.
And that's the part I'm tuning in for.
I know.
So Joe, you've done so much cool stuff throughout your career, and me and my buddy Al always talk. I have 2 boys, he has kids. They're never impressed, no matter how much you're on TV. Are your kids, they're teenagers now, are they ever impressed with you on anything you did, even this Anthony Anderson thing?
No, no, I don't think so. Like, they'll watch Community reruns and they'll be like, hey, we really like that episode, except for your acting. And
that's amazing.
That feels good. I think I'd be even... I think I would be weirded out if they were like, Dad, I'm so proud of you. I'd be like,
That's hilarious.
So yeah, there they are. That's my wife, Sarah. Yeah, my son, there she is. That's on our my birthday anniversary. Cool. There's my son. He looks like he's on a rock star. There's my other son. He's playing Bane in the Batman movie. There's my wife and my beautiful apron. No, my 13-year-old always goes like, hey, Dad, do you think you'll ever be on anything relevant again? And I'll be like, what the? Yeah.
They're there to keep you grounded, Joel. That's why they're there. Now, before we let you go, we noticed you broke the internet. We noticed you broke the internet by saying a Community movie was in the works. But we could use a little bit more detail than that. So come on, are we talking the full cast here? Give us the tea.
Here we go. We've already shot 3 movies with Peter Jackson in New Zealand. We spent $1.1 billion, and we're finally going to get Donald Glover's career back. He's finally going to do something since Community.
Yeah, it's been pretty sad. I honestly, really cool. You were talking about like your kids not being impressed. I'm a comic. I'm good friends with Jim Jeffries, and I was riding up Sunset Boulevard one time, and Jim was on a billboard, and my son looked at the billboard, and Jim's son, his name is Hank, and he goes, "Hey, Dad, that's that guy that's at Hank's house all the time." Like it was like this super famous comic, and he's just like, I don't care. He's just like, hey, that guy's that's the guy that buys the bounce house. They don't care at all. It's great.
Exactly. Just as long as you got that bounce house,
yes,
right?
The bounce house is everything.
Joel, we appreciate you for stopping by. We can't wait to see your new show. Make sure to our viewers to check out Crime Scene Kitchen, premiering tomorrow night on Fox. Thanks again, Joel. We'll be right back.
Thanks, man.
Bye, Joel.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
Thanks for taking the time.
See you tomorrow.
What? Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Millions of Americans have had COVID, which means millions might have developed some natural antibodies to the virus. So Candace has this question.
If natural antibodies are better than antibodies created from a vaccine, can one obtain a vaccination card or something similar using the date that he or she tested positive for COVID?
To answer, we first have to verify whether natural antibodies really are better than antibodies from a vaccine.
And the answer is not necessarily.
Scientists from the Immunization Action Coalition, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, and the University of South Carolina School of Medicine Greenville are our sources. Someone who gets sick with COVID does often, but not always, develop a wider variety of antibodies than someone who gets the vaccine. But scientists say many of those naturally produced antibodies don't really help your body fight off the virus, whereas all of the antibodies developed from a vaccine do.
The 2 mRNA vaccines out there we have seen have generated a much more substantial antibody response than, let's say, natural infection has.
Also, the amount of antibodies developed from an infection is wildly unpredictable.
Everybody's response is going to be different. So I would say, yes, there is variability from patient to patient.
We've seen some people that have a really strong protective response. And then there's even some people up to maybe like 9 or 10% that don't really have a response.
Candace also asked if someone who caught COVID can get something similar to a vaccination card.
Someone that's had an infection, we don't know for certain if they've gotten protective antibodies or not. And so if we were to give out some sort of, immunity card that's to anyone that got an infection, we'd be giving it out to about 10% of people that aren't protected.
So Candace, we can verify. Scientists say natural antibodies are not better than the antibodies created from a COVID vaccine. And no, someone who caught COVID cannot get a vaccination card if they haven't been vaccinated. I'm Teresa Woodard.
When we talk to Dennis Quaid, Louis Anderson, and Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. And we follow a model on her first cover shoot since making the gut-wrenching decision to amputate both her legs. Her emotional journey, tomorrow only on DBL.
Whew, you do not want to miss that. Welcome back to DBL. Erica is back, and you got some comments?
I do. Susan on Facebook says, gotta love people who think rules don't apply to them. That woman in the monkey exhibit is proof that humans aren't all that smart. Betty on Facebook says, love the Lindas. The boy had it coming. Yes, that boy did have it coming, but more importantly, his daddy had it coming, and that's who we really should be looking at. Stupid racist boy. Sue on Facebook says, love Joel McHale. I loved him on Talk Soup, and he's just the funniest. And Alyssa on Facebook says, I love this show so much. It's my favorite out there right now. We love you too, Alyssa.
Aww. Did she say anything about me?
No.
Oh my gosh, Al.
Yeah, Joel was awesome.
Joel was great. Joel was great. He's so funny, like on the spot. Everything I see him on, his like ad lib is right on the point.
And I love that his kids, even as funny as he is, not impressed.
Yeah. They never are.
Never are.
They never are.
I know. Has Lawson and Layton ever seen you on TV?
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yikes, same. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, I didn't say yikes. I said same.
I heard a yikes.
Same.
Just admit it. You said yikes.
I said same.
I think
DBL's
that
new
was
every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. I said
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
1 year after George Floyd's death, shots are fired as people gather to remember him in Minneapolis. Where do we go from here? The Friends cast opens up about their emotional reunion.
We just started crying.
Our Erase the Past skin makeover reveal. The stunning results you have to see to believe. And hilarious actor and comedian Joel McHale is here live.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, May 25th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Erica joins us from home. So we begin with some, I don't even know how to describe this, but you may know, well, first, today is the 1 year anniversary of George Floyd's murder. Now, originally, we had a tribute planned, which we're going to get to a little later in the show. But this happened during a live news report from his memorial this morning. An SUV pulled up, shots rang out, a warning to our viewers. What you're about to see may be disturbing to some. Take a look.
They wanted this bill of comprehensive police reform to be. Just got to be careful here with some gunshots. Excuse us, excuse us. It sounds like gunshots. I'll let you know what this is. These seem to be gunshots.
And according to witnesses, there were around 30 gunshots heard. Police say that one person was shot and was brought to the hospital, and the suspect is still at large. Now, Erica, there's so much that I want to talk to you about, but what infuriates me, right, today, and we're going to get to the tribute later, but today's supposed to be a day where George Floyd's family are supposed to remember him. They're going to meet with President Biden. They have a number of initiatives that they hope to pass to protect other Black lives. But here we are. We're talking about these gunshots. What do you make of it?
Well, Sam, as horrific as hearing that in your ears ringing, not knowing what the motive was or what was happening in that moment, it's something that we live with on a daily basis. Anytime progress is made and there are steps forward, there is going to be a contingent, a demographic that is not happy with that. There is going to be adversity at a heightened level that's going to match the heightened progress. I don't know what the motive behind these gunshots were, but I do know that I fear these things happening every time we get a, quote, win. And I don't even know if we can call it a win because we're still waiting on the bill to see if it passes that's named after George Floyd. We're waiting on all of these things that have yet to happen. So, I mean, it's truly disturbing, but it's not surprising for me.
Yeah, I mean, Erica, this is an opinion show. We're allowed to give our opinion. I think you're exactly right. I think that there are some people that don't want to see progress, and that's what that was. It's a culture of fear. It's letting you know that anytime you try and move forward, we'll be there to impose physical threats and at least physical harm on to you and your loved ones. And that's what those gunshots did. But what they don't realize is when you constantly try and put down and make people fearful, when they've been living in that for a while, that tactic doesn't bother them anymore. This will move forward. This will continue. And, I think those gunshots were more a symbol of fear from that side than ours.
maybe the fear comes from because there is change. I think it's different this time. I mean, we see it on our show. I talk with Al, I talk with Erica, I talk with you. I see it on other shows, even sports shows. I was watching a sports show. Keyshawn Johnson was talking. He's a former NFL player. Not that that matters, but he was on the ground when things happened in L.A. He goes, I was through Rodney King. Nothing changed. I was through the O.J. trial. Nothing changed. We couldn't even get past La Cienega, which is a street close to Beverly Hills. He's like, what changed with George Floyd is that we're together now. People of all races, all colors had enough. The fear is from a few that don't want to see the change, and I'm with you on that. We still have a long way to go, but I think this is different this time, and I think today's a day of celebration, even though that was a bad thing with the gunshots.
And we are going to have a tribute to George Floyd later in the show, and we'll talk more about that and his initiative. So we are going to switch gears here completely, all right? So stay with us. We've got a really crazy video that you all are talking about, so let's show it. A woman climbed into a spider monkey exhibit at an El Paso zoo over the weekend. She was trying to feed them, wait for it, flaming hot Cheetos. She actually had to wade through a moat to get there and back. The zoo is pressing charges and says she is lucky she did not get hurt. We also just learned that the law firm where the lady worked has now fired her, and they've apologized to the monkeys named Libby and Sunday. Really? Like going through a moat to give them flaming hot Cheetos. I can't. I mean, obviously this has to be a sign of mental illness, because I don't think anybody in their right frame of mind would go through wade through a moat, Al, to give flaming hot Cheetos to monkeys.
I heard a saying once to say there are people that wrestle alligators, but never when people aren't around. Meaning that people do things like this for attention. This was being videotaped for a reason. And I think people risking their lives is now a thing, Erica, where people are saying, it's worth it for me to risk my life if I can get 1 million hits, and if I can get verified and then make this my career, because I'm not getting any traction. Let's get some hot Cheetos and swim across a moat and see what we can do, Jeff.
You got a great point there. I don't think she was thinking that far ahead. I think there is some mental illness there. You're giving her way too much credit, in my opinion. You know, I think she's just.
I think a lot of people are motivated by social media and them likes, and that's a whole nother conversation. And I think they actually go hand in hand with mental health. Yeah. Okay. So Erica, we got to talk about this video that Erica sent me. Yes, Erica. The internet's newest punk band, the Linda Lindas. They've got a song that's gone viral called Racist Sexist Boy. Erica was here for it, and it's already got more than 3 million views on Twitter. The girls in the band range in age from 10 to 16, and it turns out the music is inspired by their own experiences. Check it out.
A boy in my class came up to me and said that his dad told him to stay away from Chinese people. After I told him that I was Chinese, he backed away from me. Eloise and I wrote the song based on that experience.
Erica, I was so flattered that you thought to send that to me. I was like, yes, I wish this was my daughter.
I sent it to you. You were the only person I actually sent it to. I was like, this song slaps. Sam's gonna love this. I could just see Sophie in the middle of singing in the middle of it. It was just, it was great. I think that anytime you take adversity, especially at that young of an age, and you turn it into something that is that strong of empowerment, I've watched this over and over. I'm gonna wake up to this in the morning.
And that's it's a good punk song.
That's what I'm saying. Like Erica hit it on the head with the empowerment. But Jeff, here's what I would say: the reason Drake is so popular is because you can understand every word he's saying. Well, a lot of times with punk and with rock, you can't hear what they're saying, and it just sounds like noise. You could hear every word that she was saying. She has a nice, like Joan Jett kind of vibe to her voice, and her band is dope. For 10 years old, they're gonna have a following. Somebody big is gonna take them on the road to open up for them at Coachella. I expect big things.
It was a good song, but Erica, I'm glad you didn't send me that, because if you didn't call me first, I'd be like, why would Erica send me that song? I thought we were friends.
You see, there's no one else on the group chat. It's just you.
You thought it was Michael Dean, our producer's laughing really loud over there. I love it. No, Michael Dean, we feel you. Okay, so coming up on DBL, Joel McHale is here live. He's hosting a new reality competition show that mixes cooking with crime scenes? He's here to tell us all about it. Plus, the Friends are getting America hyped for their reunion. But why is Matthew Perry dealing with backlash before it even airs? And 2 months ago, we surprised a viewer with a skin makeover. Wait till you see the incredible results that no one saw coming. Coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
Parents with young children are stuck in a sticky situation this summer. What activities can they do safely when the youngest members of the family can't be vaccinated against COVID? Let's connect the dots. It's a strange phase in this already strange pandemic. Adults and older children are getting vaccinated and the world is ready to return to normal, but the youngest among us are still at risk. While young children seem less susceptible to severe forms of coronavirus, they can still get sick and some have developed severe and even deadly forms of the virus. Vaccines for children under the age of 12 are not expected to be approved until the fall. The New York Times polled over 800 health experts to find out what activities are safe. When it came to public places where vaccinated adults are no longer required to wear a mask, a slim majority of the experts said it was okay for young children as long as they did wear a mask. For indoor gatherings with other unvaccinated children, the experts also said that was okay, but to limit the amount of people. Summer is a popular time for outdoor activities like swimming, where kids can't wear a mask. So is that safe? The majority of experts said as long as they are outdoors, the risk is low. When it came to another summertime activity, travel, the experts said it was mostly safe for young kids to fly as long as they were masked. But they did recommend considering double masking and limiting the length of flights.
Your story is my story is your story. I have to tell you, you're not actually a finalist. Alana, you're the winner! Alana, you're the winner!
Oh my God! Thank you.
Yay! A couple months ago, we surprised our DBL Erase the Past winner, Alana, with a full skin makeover. Since then, she's been visiting the amazing Angel Martinez of Angel Aesthetics to get treatments. Here is a look at her journey.
Alana has been battling her skin for years, sharing her heartbreak with all of us back in February.
I'm gonna cry. I don't feel confident. I feel like my self-esteem kind of went down. I wouldn't say necessarily embarrassed, but it's difficult waking up and seeing it. And you know, my son, he said to me, "Mommy, what are all those black dots on your face?" And I'm like, "Ooh," you know. So, and I know he didn't understand, but it's hard.
To correct her years of scarring and hyperpigmentation, Alana will visit DBL skin guru, Angel Martinez, every 2 weeks for 2 months.
And you know you're 32, so you're not, I can't make you look like you're 20 again, right? And skin has a really great memory. So it's gonna be a journey because your skin's a little thicker.
My dream out of all of this would be to, like I said, get my self-confidence back. It's brought me down not to have to wear makeup, going out just, you know, local places like the grocery store and things like that, just to, you know, be able to feel confident with myself.
So this is gonna start to feel warm. If you need a break, let me know. If not, I kind of just zip right through it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna have Alana come back in 2 weeks, assess her, and see how far we've come along from the first picture, and that'll determine what I do next. Hello! Hi. How are you? Good, how are you? Good. How's your skin doing? Good. Yeah? But I think we're gonna go a little more aggressive this time, which is a peel. Okay. You ready for a peel? Yeah. So I did a chemical peel just to continue to lighten the pigmentation on her cheeks, her forehead, and so I'm hopeful that this is gonna push our step a little further.
What is that? Is it the skin?
Yeah, it's my skin.
Well, it looks disgusting.
Can I touch it? No, you can't touch it. Why? Does it look weird?
Yes, it does.
Okay, this is your last treatment, so I'm so excited, but I'm doing like a double whammy here. Okay. You're gonna have 2 lasers done today because we're gonna go big before you go home. So right now with Alana, what I'm dealing with is her years of acne and picking. So trying to get that, and it's deep. Shouldn't hurt too bad, but I mean, I'm not making you any promises. Okay. Hence the numbing, right? Mm-hmm. It tightens the skin as it goes in, so it's 36 gold tip needles going in and out of the skin.
She does inform me, you know, my scarring is deep, and I am upset with myself. I did, you know, back in the day have family members and stuff like, stop picking, why are you picking? And I'm like, I'm not picking. And so now I am, you know, fully aware of what it will do.
You handled that really well, and we're not done. The fun's not over. Home stretch, okay?
Probably gonna go home and cry in the car. I didn't want to swing at her. I was thinking like, okay, maybe I should stop, but I was like, no, just go through, get it done. If I stop, it's gonna start back up, so let's just go all the way through.
I know like her skin's already improving, but I do have concerns because, you know, she leaves here, I never know what she's gonna do. My job is the easy part. It's really what they do at home as well.
Ooh, how amazing is this? So now for the $1 million question. Did the treatments work? When we come back, they reveal, or the reveal rather, that nearly knocked Erica off her feet. Don't miss it.
Parents of small kids already know this, but diapers are pricey. The bad news, they're about to get even more expensive. Let's connect the dots. 2 of the big names in diapers announced they are raising prices. Procter & Gamble, which makes brands like Pampers and Luvs, warned consumers about the price hike. Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies and Pull-Ups, said it's raising prices in June. Why the increase? It's a perfect storm that's affecting a lot of things we buy. Shipping delays, supply chain disruptions, and changes in how we spend our money are causing a lot of manufacturers to raise prices. That includes things like furniture, electronics, and household goods. During the pandemic, we switched to mostly online shopping, leading to a shortage of shipping containers. All this adds up to you paying more. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. We just showed you the emotional journey of our Erase the Past makeover winner, Ilana. It's been years since she felt confident in her own skin. But did the treatments with Angel work? We'll let you be the judge. Take a look.
I am so excited to see Ilana because I know the miracles that Angel can do firsthand.
It's been tough, and there's times I got a little doubtful, but then I'm like, okay, come on, let's rally up. And I don't know if you remember what her skin used to look like.
Okay.
All right?
Beautiful girl. Beautiful
so
girl.
Beautiful. And you remember how it is to have hyperpigmentation. It's
I do.
tough. How are you feeling, 1 to 10?
The forehead's about a 9.
I've been working on her for a couple months now, so I'm so excited, and I think she should be here any minute, so I'm excited to see her.
I hope Ilana feels a sense of pride that knowing that this was always her. Like, yes, things look different on the outside, but that doesn't reflect who you are truly on the inside.
Oh my God.
Girl.
Woo!
Girl.
Let's see, let's
yes.
see, let's see it, let's
yes,
see it.
honey. Okay. Are you even wearing any makeup on your skin?
No, just blush.
You only have blush on right
yes.
now? What does that feel like? Because I remember you talking about how you learned to do makeup so that you could cover your hyperpigmentation.
It feels really good. Like, I'm ecstatic that I don't have to put on full coverage foundation.
So this transformation is everything, especially for those of us who don't really remember a time that our skin wasn't problematic. You have 2 kids.
Yes.
What do they think?
Actually, I think it was my youngest. He was like, "Mommy, what happened to all the dark spots on your face?" So them noticing and knowing how important it is, it means a lot. I've already told my kids, I said, might be a little hot girl summer for mommy.
Okay. All right.
I was like, I'm gonna be like, bye.
Yes.
They see that mommy's a lot more happier and mommy's not taking so much longer to get dressed and have to put my face on it. You know, my oldest told me the other day, he's like, "Mommy, you're so pretty." And I'm like, "Thank you."
I have a little surprise for you from myself, DBL, Erica. So for the next 3 months, I'm still gonna cater to you and get you to that next level. So I'm excited.
Oh, thank you.
You're part of the girl gang.
So welcome to the sisterhood.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have
I'm
you.
excited. I'm trying not to cry, but what makes me want to cry is just like it's been a long time coming. Like, I have tried everything possible, just being happy with the way that my skin looks and getting the compliments from my family and friends, and that's kind of something that I've been missing.
Erica.
What a transformation for Ilana. What was it like being a part of her, like, incredible journey?
That was cool. We're in shock.
I am so happy for her because, like I said, our stories are so similar. And I'm also so proud of Angel because all she ever wanted to do was bring these things to people who are truly deserving and may not have had access to it. And for this to come together this way, it's just such a blessing. So I want to thank DBL as well for allowing this to happen for Ilana because it just means so much to all of us.
Wow.
Hot girl summer.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Amazing.
I have no words.
I know.
I get paid to talk. I have no words. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. That was incredible.
Coming up on DBL, Lindsay Lohan is coming to Netflix. Can she make a comeback in a new Christmas movie?
Yay.
And the Big Friends reunion happens this week, but everyone is already talking about Matthew Perry and this shirt, why it's not going over so well.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Millions of Americans have had COVID, which means millions might have developed some natural antibodies to the virus. So Candace has this question.
If natural antibodies are better than antibodies created from a vaccine, can one obtain a vaccination card or something similar using the date that he or she tested positive for COVID?
To answer, we first have to verify whether natural antibodies really are better than antibodies from a vaccine.
And the answer is not necessarily.
Scientists from the Immunization Action Coalition, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, and the University of South Carolina School of Medicine Greenville are our sources. Someone who gets sick with COVID does often, but not always, develop a wider variety of antibodies than someone who gets the vaccine. But scientists say many of those naturally produced antibodies don't really help your body fight off the virus, whereas all of the antibodies developed from a vaccine do.
The two mRNA vaccines out there we have seen have generated a much more substantial antibody response than, let's say, natural infection has.
Also, the amount of antibodies developed from an infection is wildly unpredictable.
Everybody's response is going to be different. So I would say, yes, there is variability from patient to patient.
We've seen some people that have a really strong protective response. And then there's even some people up to maybe like 9 or 10% that don't really have a response.
Candace also asked if someone who caught COVID can get something similar to a vaccination card.
Someone that's had an infection, we don't know for certain if they've gotten protective antibodies or not. And so if we were to give out some sort of, immunity card that's to anyone that got an infection, we'd be giving it out to about 10% of people that aren't protected.
So Candace, we can verify. Scientists say natural antibodies are not better than the antibodies created from a COVID vaccine. And no, someone who caught COVID cannot get a vaccination card if they haven't been vaccinated. I'm Teresa Woodard.
Welcome back to DBL. As we mentioned before, today marks the 1-year anniversary of George Floyd's murder. All around the world, people are gathering to honor and remember the man who died after a police officer suffocated him with his knee on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. That former officer, Derek Chauvin, was ultimately found guilty of Floyd's murder. And it's important to note the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act has not been passed yet. The fight for justice definitely continues. As we said earlier, Erica, we talked about the family's meeting with President Biden today in hopes to motivate Congress to pass this. Erica?
Maybe she's frozen.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. I hope that today really makes people not only audit how their lives have maybe been changed over the past year, but how we've changed or not changed as a society. I think this is a really great time to reflect on that.
And I think, too, you mentioned it being a video that everybody saw, that brought everybody together, right? Most people would argue this is the most important, and I say that word very delicately, knowing how horrific it was, but one of the most important, if not the most important, viral video that got all of our eyes open.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier as a celebration. It was a tragedy, but from it, I think we could celebrate that. Despite all the bad things going on, we have united as a country.
Justice hopefully will prevail. If you're leaving us, you can watch the rest of the show on Facebook or YouTube. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Ask again, Sam.
Can't. We're already off to a good start over here. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Erica joins us from home. Okay, so we are getting yet another look at what to expect from the Friends reunion airing on HBO Max later this week. The cast spoke to GMA about how being back together gave them all the feels. Watch.
I knew it was going to be a really seriously emotional experience, and it has been.
The truth is, I didn't cry walking on to the set.
Then we cried.
Today you can't stop it. And now I can't stop.
Yeah, the cork has been pulled and the floodgates open.
And Matthew Perry is actually getting now some heat online after he posted this ad for a t-shirt he's selling that said, "Could I be any more vaccinated?" taking a page from his character Chandler Bing. Some took issue with the shirt. One fan tweeted, quote, "Making money from a t-shirt relating to vaccines is in bad taste. Could I be any more annoyed?" Okay, do you think this was in bad taste?
I don't think he's keeping all the money.
I looked into it. I don't see any
We're going to do a story tomorrow that he says the money's going to charity. He's worth $120 million if any of those things online are accurate, right? He gets a check every day because his show's in syndication. That show's on like 3 or 4 times a day. He doesn't need T-shirt money.
Well, then he should specify. Because you should.
Why, Sam? Why? Houseway.
What?
I said houseway.
What's that mean?
That's what Kanye said to a DJ. Let's go.
First of all, I love that he's promoting vaccination, so it doesn't bother me. I don't care if he profits from it or if he doesn't profit from it. If he's promoting vaccination, you know how COVID's affected my family. Of
course.
I'm all for it. The only thing that I wanted to provide context to the people out there that do think it's in bad taste, I did go on his website. It does link it to his merch account, all of his shirts. It doesn't specify whether or not there's any charity involved.
But why does he have to give to charity, Sam?
I don't care.
I know you don't, but like clearly a lot of people do. That Twitter user did. I just want to know, I don't understand why it's only athletes and entertainers that have to give to charity.
Erica, do you
We're not asking investment bankers or vulture capitalists like where their money's going. It's only Matthew Perry. Why does he have to talk about his pockets?
What do you think, Erica? Should he donate some of that money to COVID relief?
I think this is all a big bag of nothing. To be honest, this shirt would not
That's
have
my
even
T-shirt, Erica. Big bag of nothing.
It's a big bag of nothing. I mean, the people who are upset about it are really putting this on the radar. It's like controversy really breeds demand in at this point. I wouldn't have thought anything of it had it not become such a controversial topic, and people likely wouldn't have known about it. I mean, Matthew Perry, Chandler, of course, was a very iconic character, but when you get all the friends involved, he's not in the top 2.
Oh.
Just saying.
I think that's right. That's not controversial. I know. You're right.
Accurate.
Right. All right. So, Lindsay Lohan, she's coming to Netflix, you guys. Yep, the streaming giant announced that Lindsay is set to star in a rom-com movie about a spoiled hotel heiress who finds herself in the care of a handsome, blue-collar lodge owner after getting total amnesia in a skiing accident. This will be
I think that's insulting.
Hold up. This will be Lindsay's first film in about 2 years. She filmed a vampire horror movie back in 2019. Hasn't been released yet. She also starred in a British TV comedy in 2018 and released a dance single, Back to Me, last year. Okay, the premise is, I'm all about it. That's every Hallmark movie.
Me?
That's every...
You're all about the premise that she has to be knocked in the head and forget that she doesn't talk to common people? That's the premise.
Oh, what about Overboat? With Goldie Hawn?
Overboard. Yes. Please remember when you bring up movies from 49 years ago.
Hey, man overboat. I guess it's the same term.
It's literally
like overboard.
Listen,
Sorry that I got the title wrong.
Sam,
What?
no, I don't like that premise. I think it's cool that they're dipping into the Hallmark genre. Clearly, it's a genre that works and has diehard viewers. But I just don't. Erica, am I tripping?
Wait, get rid of the genre. Do you think that she can make a comeback? Do you think, given her crazy past, even though she has a pretty crazy past, and I don't mean the addiction, I mean the way she treated people, are people going to give her a second shot?
I think that people should be entitled to as many comebacks as they want to. That takes a lot of effort. And it also takes a lot of checking your ego to know that people are expecting you to fail. I think that Lindsay Lohan lived a life that most of us will never comprehend, and we don't know how we would have acted in circumstances that have been thrown her way, as is most celebrities. And that's just the truth. I mean, we can say that we're great people, but at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen until it happens.
Yeah,
so
some of
if
us
she
could have
wants
gone
to make a
overboard.
comeback
You're
and put
right.
herself out there, do it.
Okay, I want to hear your opinion, because you're all about treating everybody on set the right way, treating everybody the right way. And that's something that I admire you greatly for. Now, I have had many interactions with Lindsay Lohan as a waitress. I'm sure, hopefully, through time, she's not this person, but the way she treats people in restaurants was absolutely horrific. That's coming from my own experience as a waitress. If she treats people that way on set, which we've heard in the past, which is why a lot of people haven't been rooting her on for that comeback. Of course, Eric always says you have to earn that comeback. We'll see, right? We'll see if she's fully a changed person or not.
We'll see. Lindsay Lohan was one of the biggest stars on the planet.
Talented.
And for her to get a script like this with the description that you just got and have to eat that humble pie and be like, they really want me for this and this is really my only option at this point, that's rock bottom. So,
it's on Netflix. That's not rock bottom.
Amnesia story where you lose your mind?
You have a lot of people that love that storyline.
Yeah, that means Sam. She's talking about a lot of people.
It's not rock bottom. You're right. It is on Netflix, but it's not. It wouldn't be a mainstream actor's first choice. How about that?
This could be her step back. I mean, remember, Travolta was out of the mix until he got Pulp Fiction, and now he's been famous for another 20 years.
But people also said he's easy to work with. We'll have to wait and see. I really hope that she sings a different tune.
Yeah, you got me with the Netflix thing. That is pretty big.
Yeah.
I thought it was on Hallmark.
Okay, so Kelly Osbourne, you guys, is getting everyone talking again. Kelly recently posted some pics on Instagram, but some fans thought she looked a little different and accused her of having plastic surgery. But Kelly posted a video to address the rumors. Take a look.
I'm always really honest and really upfront about what I've done to my body and who I am. And I have not had plastic surgery. I've never done anything to my face other than a couple of injections in my lips, in my jaw, and in my forehead here. I do not lie, but thank you for the compliment.
Okay, so Erica, do you think that stars should be upfront about what they do to their face?
I think the only time that anyone really owes the public an explanation is if you're giving credit to a source that you know did not make you make that change. I'm talking about people who get plastic surgery and then they promote a tummy tea on Instagram. Or, you know, they get some procedure done on their face and they're like, it's the cream. You know, it's like, just be real. If you're going to talk about it at all, you should be real about it. But I don't think anyone owes anyone an explanation if they're not lying about it.
I agree.
Yes, I agree as well. But I'm just saying there are people that have a rabid fan base, and their fan base wants to know everything that they're doing because they do model their life after them, no matter how you feel about it. Do you feel like it's okay for a fan to say, you look great, what did you do? I want to emulate that, or even that's too much?
I think that's okay. You know, I don't think I mean, if it's obvious that you've done something, I mean, honesty is the best policy. I really believe Kelly Osbourne in this instance. I really do.
Right.
But I think if you want to get something done, what's the big deal?
I think she handled it perfectly.
Oh, definitely.
She handled it perfectly.
You're over this story.
No, I just really want to get to the next one because see how well my co-hosts know me.
You could have just gave me the look and I wouldn't have talked. I don't need to talk about Kelly Osbourne's injection.
I want to hear, because Al's supposed to take over the next story. So when it comes to Gen Z, it can sometimes feel like they're speaking a whole new language. Well, that's because they are. But lucky for you, our very own Al Jackson is an authority of the Gen Z dictionary.
That's what I do.
And we'll find out if we can translate. So we're going to play the Gen Z ABCs. Take it away, Al.
Go Sway.
All right, guys. Our first word, and I don't know if you guys, I saw this on TikTok. My girl showed this to me. Our first word that's been flying around for weeks. You know, not too many people know what it means. So I want to see if you guys do. The word is chuggy.
A basic
chuggy.
B. A basic B.
Jeff, do you agree with that? Chuggy. That's a good guess, Sam.
Like a little throw up?
Oh, that's the disgusting guess.
Like a PSL, you're a chuggy.
Wait, let's see. Erica, do you know what chuggy means?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right, Sam, you're kind of close. It's like, it means the opposite of trendy and out of style, but it's kind of like something you like. I think we all like something that's chuggy. Like, for example, Gen Z would say, like, those wooden things in your kitchen that say live, laugh, and love. Those are chuggy.
Yeah, that's...
Herbal essences, shampoo, even though it's great, supposedly chuggy. Axe body spray, chuggy. But people said PSLs are chuggy, but it's like something that is overdone.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah. Oh, I was
you're
like, what's a
looking at me
PSL?
like, that's you, boo. You do everything pumpkin spice.
I'm not. So what?
That's right.
You're
That's how you're supposed to feel about it, though. It's like everybody says this is overdone, but it's my thing. What's your chuggy thing, Sam?
My chuggy thing is blowouts.
Do I have a chuggy thing?
What's your chuggy thing?
My chuggy thing is
It's
using
chuggy.
the lexicon and vocabulary, same thing, of my generation. Because I can get that right.
Okay.
That's a chuggy answer.
Coming up on DBL, actor and comedian Joel McHale will join us live.
Yes.
He's hosting a brand new cooking competition show that's different than anything else out there. And check out our DBL staff working hard at home during the pandemic. Keep it up, guys. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by
Louis Anderson, welcome to DBL. I wanted to talk to you quickly about your Christine Baskett's portrayal. It is so inspiring to see, and it is inspired by your late mother. When you won the Emmy, you lifted the statue and said, "We did it, Mom," and everyone was in tears. So how has it been channeling her, and how has your relationship with her changed even after she died?
You know, sometimes you get touched, something brings up something, and you go, oh, I need to ask my mom this, but she wasn't there, so she's gone to the great beyond. And so I started writing these letters, and it was very, very cathartic for me, really helped. And I've really been encouraging people, if your mom's still around, become friends with her. Wow. See if you can find out what she was going to do if she wouldn't have had you. And then that question we all have is, why'd you pick Dad, Mom? Why him?
That's true.
You know, moms give up so much for us, and we take it for granted because they're there, and they don't really ask for a lot.
Amen.
Welcome back to DBL. We are trying to get a hold of Joel McHale, okay? So stay with us. But in the meantime, AAA predicts 34 million Americans will take road trips this Memorial Day weekend. So when it comes to rental cars, what insurance do you need? We're going to chat about it. Today's Bang for Your Buck, presented by The Hartford. So first, check with your insurance company. Does your coverage adequately protect you and a rental? You may not have to buy extra rental car insurance if your policy covers enough. Most companies will recommend you carry coverage of $300,000 per accident at minimum. You can also add on policies for extra protection on road trips, like roadside assistance and pet injury protection. We've made it easy when it comes to quality and affordable insurance. The Buck's got your back. The Hartford will be happy to provide you solutions. Call the Hartford at 1-800-684-6085 or visit thehartford.com to learn more.
Thank goodness, because every time I do this is going to be fully honest, my car insurance, I like guess. Like literally on
That's
like a pop
honest.
quiz. I literally
Well, like how many
guess.
miles do you drive a year? Who knows that?
You can check your odometer. That's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I was trying to just be on your side, and now you just shut me down over here.
I'm talking about when it asks you coverage, like
when you rent a car?
$250,000, anytime coverage. I just pop quiz it.
Yeah, well, now you know. I was going to say, as somebody that rents a car almost every weekend,
now we know what.
Make sure that Sam guesses. I was going to say for everybody, make sure that you know if you have coverage with your rental car, because if you do, they always push it on you. But if you have it, you'll save yourself a lot of money.
Okay, Al.
All right,
wow.
Thanks. I don't feel like you were really, you had my back on that one.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. Joel McHale coming.
We all know that movement is like...
Parents of small kids already know this, but diapers are pricey. The bad news, they're about to get even more expensive. Let's connect the dots. Two of the big names in diapers announced they are raising prices. Procter & Gamble, which makes brands like Pampers and Luvs, warned consumers about the price hike. Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies and Pull-Ups, said it's raising prices in June. Why the increase? It's a perfect storm that's affecting a lot of things we buy. Shipping delays, supply chain disruptions, and changes in how we spend our money are causing a lot of manufacturers to raise prices. That includes things like furniture, electronics, and household goods. During the pandemic, we switched to mostly online shopping, leading to a shortage of shipping containers. All this adds up to you paying more. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. Our special guest today is an actor, comedian, and a legendary television host. You know him best from the hit shows Community and The Soup, but today we're talking about hosting a brand new show premiering on Fox, Crime Scene Kitchen. Please welcome Joel McHale.
Yes.
There he is. Yes. Joel.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Daily Blast. Thank you.
Feel it. Okay, so we appreciate you talking to us because we know you're in demand. In fact, aren't you on a break right now from filming Crime Scene Kitchen? Is that where you are?
Well, I'm actually shooting To Tell the Truth, hosted by Anthony Anderson and his mom.
Wow.
So I will pretty much do anything if you ask me. I'll just say yes. If you've got some odd jobs around your house or anybody there, I'm happy to sweep up leaves or whatever.
Okay, good, because, you know, our nanny has been sick for the past few days, so
It'd be great to have
I
Joel
would
McHale
love
around.
to have you come over, Joel.
I feel like that's
I'll bring a bunch of sugar. I'll bring a bunch of candy,
Okay, never
desserts.
mind.
You name it,
Okay.
they're going to love it. Milkshakes, they're going to love it.
Good answer. Good answer.
Joel, here's the elevator pitch. You are now a millennial nanny, okay? This is your sitcom. You lied on your resume saying that you know how to do this, you don't know how to do anything, so you use YouTube and you become the best nanny ever. That's our pitch. We're walking.
Look, I can't do any better than what you just said. We're there. It's sold. We're going to a premium streamer. It's a premium streamer, and it sells itself. Different guest stars every week. Thank you. Done. We're millionaires.
I love it. Before we get to your, Jeff, you chime in really quickly, I have to ask you about Crime Scene Kitchen and the name of it, because it sounds crazy. Like, break it down for us.
Well, it's a bunch of bakers who commit horrible crimes. No, it's a baking. I know there's a lot of baking shows, but It's Baker's meets kind of a mystery unboxing show where the crime scene kitchen, teams of bakers, teams of 2, go in there. They have 2 minutes to find evidence of something that was baked there. So if they have a little cocoa powder, maybe some fondant, maybe a used blender, something has happened. They get 2 minutes, then they go back and they get like 3 hours to recreate the dessert they think it is. And then we judge them to see how close they get. And you would be surprised how close people get and surprised at how horribly off they were.
And that's the part I'm tuning in for.
I know.
So Joe, you've done so much cool stuff throughout your career, and me and my buddy Al always talk. I have 2 boys, he has kids. They're never impressed, no matter how much you're on TV. Are your kids, they're teenagers now, are they ever impressed with you on anything you did, even this Anthony Anderson thing?
No, no, I don't think so. Like, they'll watch Community reruns and they'll be like, hey, we really like that episode, except for your acting. And
that's amazing.
That feels good. I think I'd be even... I think I would be weirded out if they were like, Dad, I'm so proud of you. I'd be like,
That's hilarious.
So, yeah. There they are. That's my wife, Sarah. Yeah, my son, there she is. That's on my birthday anniversary.
Cool.
There's my son. He looks like he's on a rock star. There's my other son. He's playing Bane in the Batman movie. There's my wife and my beautiful apron. No, my 13-year-old always goes like, hey, Dad, do you think you'll ever be on anything relevant again? And I'll be like, what the? Yeah.
They're there to keep you grounded, Joel. That's why they're there. Now, before we let you go, we noticed you broke the internet. We noticed you broke the internet by saying a Community movie was in the works. But we could use a little bit more detail than that. So come on, are we talking the full cast here? Give us the tea.
Here we go. We've already shot 3 movies with Peter Jackson in New Zealand. We spent $1.1 billion, and we're finally going to get Donald Glover's career back. He's finally going to do something since Community.
Yeah, it's been pretty sad. I honestly really cool. You were talking about like your kids not being impressed. I'm a comic. I'm good friends with Jim Jeffries, and I was riding up Sunset Boulevard one time, and Jim was on a billboard, and my son looked at the billboard, and Jim's son's name is Hank, and he goes, "Hey, Dad, that's that guy that's at Hank's house all the time." Like it was like this super famous comic, and it's just like, I don't care. It's just like, hey, that guy's that's the guy that buys the bounce house. They don't care at all. It's great.
Exactly. Just as long as you got that bounce house,
yes,
right?
The bounce house is everything.
Joel, we appreciate you for stopping by. We can't wait to see your new show. Make sure to our viewers to check out Crime Scene Kitchen, premiering tomorrow night on Fox. Thanks again, Joel. We'll be right back.
Thanks, man.
Bye, Joel.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
Thanks for taking the time.
See you tomorrow.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Well, look at you. You mastered the master bath. You created your own style. And you, yes you, turned a sourdough starter into a sourdough finisher. So when you learn your chronic dry eye is actually caused by reduced tear production due to inflammation, you take it on by talking to your eye care professional about Restasis, which may help you make more of your own tears with continued use twice a day, every day. Restasis helps increase your eye's natural ability to produce tears, which may be reduced by inflammation due to chronic dry eye. Restasis did not increase tear production in patients using anti-inflammatory eye drops or tear duct plugs. To help avoid eye injury and contamination, do not touch the bottle tip to your eye or other surfaces. Wait 15 minutes after use before inserting contact lenses. The most common side effect is a temporary burning sensation. Ask your eye care professional about Restasis. Now to trick out these lights.
Don't really help your body
Visit
fight off the virus,
Restasis.com to learn more.
All of the antibodies developed from the vaccine do.
The 2 mRNA vaccines out there we have seen have generated a much more substantial antibody response than, let's say, natural infection has.
Also, the amount of antibodies developed from an infection is wildly unpredictable.
Everybody's response is going to be different. So I would say, yes, there is variability from patient to patient.
We've seen some people that have a really strong protective response. And then there's even some people up to maybe like 9 or 10% that don't really have a response.
Candace also asked if someone who caught COVID can get something similar to a vaccination card.
Someone that's had an infection, we don't know for certain if they've gotten protective antibodies or not. And so if we were to give out some sort of, immunity card that's to anyone that got an infection, we'd be giving it out to about 10% of people that aren't protected.
So Candace, we can verify. Scientists say natural antibodies are not better than the antibodies created from a COVID vaccine. And no, someone who caught COVID cannot get a vaccination card if they haven't been vaccinated. I'm Teresa Woodard.
DBL, triple the star power when we talk to Dennis Quaid, Louis Anderson, and Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. And we follow a model on her first cover shoot since making the gut-wrenching decision to amputate both her legs. Her emotional journey, tomorrow only on DBL.
Whew, you do not want to miss that. Welcome back to DBL. Erica is back, and you got some comments?
I do. Susan on Facebook says, gotta love people who think rules don't apply to them. That woman in the monkey exhibit is proof that humans aren't all that smart. Betty on Facebook says, love the Lindas. The boy had it coming. Yes, that boy did have it coming, but more importantly, his daddy had it coming, and that's who we really should be looking at. Stupid racist boy. Sue on Facebook says, love Joel McHale. I loved him on Talk Soup, and he's just the funniest. And Alyssa on Facebook says, I love this show so much. It's my favorite out there right now. We love you too, Alyssa.
Aww. Did she say anything about me?
No.
Oh my gosh, Al.
Yeah, Joel was awesome.
Joel was great. Joel was great. He's so funny, like on the spot. Everything I see him on, his like ad lib is right on the point.
And I love that his kids, even as funny as he is, not impressed.
Yeah. They never are.
Never are.
They never are.
I know. Has Lawson and Layton ever seen you on TV?
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yikes, same. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, I didn't say yikes. I said same.
I heard a yikes.
I said same.
Just admit it. You said yikes.
I said same.
I think
DBL's
that
new
was
every day. We'll see you
Yikes.
tomorrow. Same time, same place. I said same.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
1 year after George Floyd's death, shots are fired as people gather to remember him in Minneapolis. Where do we go from here? The Friends cast opens up about their emotional reunion.
We just started crying.
Our Erase the Past skin makeover reveal. The stunning results you have to see to believe. And hilarious actor and comedian Joel McHale is here live.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, May 25th. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Erica joins us from home. So we begin with some, I don't even know how to describe this, but you may know, well, first, today is the 1 year anniversary of George Floyd's murder. Now, originally we had a tribute planned, which we're going to get to a little later in the show. But this happened during a live news report from his memorial this morning. An SUV pulled up, shots rang out, a warning to our viewers. What you're about to see may be disturbing to some. Take a look.
They wanted this bill of comprehensive police reform to be. Just got to be careful here with some gunshots. Excuse us, excuse us. It sounds like gunshots. I'll let you know what this is. These seem to be gunshots.
And according to witnesses, there were around 30 gunshots heard. Police say that one person was shot and was brought to the hospital, and the suspect is still at large. Now, Erica, there's so much that I want to talk to you about, but what infuriates me, right, today, and we're going to get to the tribute later, but today's supposed to be a day where George Floyd's family are supposed to remember him. They're going to meet with President Biden. They have a number of initiatives that they hope to pass to protect other Black lives. But here we are. We're talking about these gunshots. What do you make of it?
Well, Sam, as horrific as hearing that in your ears ringing, not knowing what the motive was or what was happening in that moment, it's something that we live with on a daily basis. Anytime progress is made and there are steps forward, there is going to be a contingent, a demographic that is not happy with that. There is going to be adversity at a heightened level that's going to match the heightened progress. I don't know what the motive behind these gunshots were, but I do know that I fear these things happening every time we get a, quote, win. And I don't even know if we can call it a win because we're still waiting on the bill to see if it passes that's named after George Floyd. We're waiting on all of these things that have yet to happen. So, I mean, it's truly disturbing, but it's not surprising for me.
Yeah, I mean, Erica, this is an opinion show. We're allowed to give our opinion. I think you're exactly right. I think that there are some people that don't want to see progress, and that's what that was. It's a culture of fear. It's letting you know that anytime you try and move forward, we'll be there to impose physical threats and at least physical harm on to you and your loved ones. And that's what those gunshots did. But what they don't realize is when you constantly try and put down and make people fearful, when they've been living in that for a while, that tactic doesn't bother them anymore. This will move forward. This will continue. And, I think those gunshots were more a symbol of fear from that side than ours.
Maybe the fear comes from because there is change. Yeah. I think it's different this time. I mean, we see it on our show. I talk with Al, I talk with Erica, I talk with you. I see it on other shows, even sports shows. I was watching a sports show. Keyshawn Johnson was talking. He's a former NFL player. Not that that matters, but he was on the ground when things happened in L.A. He goes, I was through Rodney King. Nothing changed. I was through the O.J. trial. Nothing changed. We couldn't even get past La Cienega, which is a street close to Beverly Hills. He's like, what changed with George Floyd is that we're together now. now. People of all races, all colors had enough. The fear is from a few that don't want to see the change, and I'm with you on that. We still have a long way to go, but I think this is different this time, and I think today's a day of celebration, even though that was a bad thing with the gunshots.
And we are going to have a tribute to George Floyd later in the show, and we'll talk more about that and his initiative. So we are going to switch gears here completely, all right? So stay with us. We've got a really crazy video that you all are talking about, so let's show it. A woman climbed into a spider monkey exhibit at an El Paso zoo over the weekend. She was trying to feed them, wait for it, flaming hot Cheetos. She actually had to wade through a moat to get there and back. The zoo is pressing charges and says she is lucky she did not get hurt. We also just learned that the law firm where the lady worked has now fired her, and they've apologized to the monkeys named Libby and Sunday. Really? Like going through a moat to give them flaming hot Cheetos. I can't. I mean, obviously this has to be a sign of mental illness, because I don't think anybody in their right frame of mind would wade through a moat, Al, to give flaming hot Cheetos to monkeys.
I heard a saying once to say there are people that wrestle alligators, but never when people aren't around. Meaning that people do things like this for attention. This was being videotaped for a reason. And I think people risking their lives is now a thing, Erica, where people are saying, it's worth it for me to risk my life if I can get 1 million hits, that if I can get verified and then make this my career, because I'm not getting any traction. Let's get some hot Cheetos and swim across a moat and see what we can do, Jeff.
You got a great point there. I don't think she was thinking that far ahead. I think there is some mental
I'm giving her too much credit?
You're giving her way too much credit, in my opinion. You know, I think she's just.
I think a lot of people are motivated by social media and them likes, and that's a whole nother conversation. And I think they actually go hand in hand with mental health. Yeah. Okay. So Erica, we got to talk about this video that Erica sent me. Yes, Erica. The internet's newest punk band, the Lindas. They've got a song that's gone viral called Racist Sexist Boy. Erica was here for it, and it's already got more than 3 million views on Twitter. The girls in the band range in age from 10 to 16, and it turns out the music is inspired by their own experiences. Check it out.
A boy in my class came up to me and said that his dad told him to stay away from Chinese people. After I told him that I was Chinese, he backed away from me. Eloise and I wrote the song based on that experience.
Erica, I was so flattered that you thought to send that to me. I was like, yes, I wish this was my daughter.
I sent it to you. You were the only person I actually sent it to. I was like, this song slaps. Sam's gonna love this. I could just see Sophie in the middle of singing in the middle of it. It was just, it was great. I think that anytime you take adversity, especially at that young of an age, and you turn it into something that is that strong of empowerment, I've watched this over and over. I'm gonna wake up to this in the morning.
And that's it's a good punk song.
That's what I'm saying. Like Erica hit it on the head with the empowerment. But Jeff, here's what I would say: the reason Drake is so popular is because you can understand every word he's saying. Well, a lot of times with punk and with rock, you can't hear what they're saying, and it just sounds like noise. You could hear every word that she was saying. She has a nice, like Joan Jett kind of vibe to her voice, and her band is dope. For 10 years old, they're going to have a following. Somebody big is going to take them on the road to open up for them at Coachella. I expect big things.
It was a good song, but Erica, I'm glad you didn't send me that, because if you didn't call me first, I'd be like, why would Erica send me that song? I thought we were friends.
You see, there's no one else on the group chat. It's just you.
You thought it was Michael Dean, our producer's laughing really loud over there. I love it. No, Michael Dean, we feel you. Okay, so coming up on DBL, Joel McHale is here live. He's hosting a new reality competition show that mixes cooking with crime scenes. He's here to tell us all about it. Plus, the Friends are getting America hyped for their reunion. But why is Matthew Perry dealing with backlash before it even airs? And 2 months ago, we surprised a viewer with a skin makeover. Wait till you see the incredible results that no one saw coming. Coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
Parents
Parents with young children are stuck in a sticky situation this summer. What activities can they do safely when the youngest members of the family can't be vaccinated against COVID? Let's connect the dots. It's a strange phase in this already strange pandemic. Adults and older children are getting vaccinated and the world is ready to return to normal, but the youngest among us are still at risk. While young children seem less susceptible to severe forms of coronavirus, they can still get sick and some have developed severe and even deadly forms of the virus. Vaccines for children under the age of 12 are not expected to be approved until the fall. The New York Times polled over 800 health experts to find out what activities are safe. When it came to public places where vaccinated adults are no longer required to wear a mask, a slim majority of the experts said it was okay for young children as long as they did wear a mask. For indoor gatherings with other unvaccinated children, the experts also said that was okay, but to limit the amount of people. Summer is a popular time for outdoor activities like swimming, where kids can't wear a mask. So is that safe? The majority of experts said as long as they are outdoors, the risk is low. When it came to another summertime activity, travel, the experts said it was mostly safe for young kids to fly as long as they were masked. But they did recommend considering double masking and limiting the length of flights.
Your story is my story is your story. I have to tell you, you're not actually a finalist. Alana, you're the winner! Alana, you're the winner!
Oh my God! Thank you.
Yay! A couple months ago, we surprised our DBL Erase the Past winner, Alana, with a full skin makeover. Since then, she's been visiting the amazing Angel Martinez of Angel Aesthetics to get treatments. Here is a look at her journey.
Alana has been battling her skin for years, sharing her heartbreak with all of us back in February.
I'm gonna cry. I don't feel confident. I feel like my self-esteem kind of went down. I wouldn't say necessarily embarrassed, but it's difficult waking up and seeing it. And you know, when my son, he said to me, "Mommy, what are all those black dots on your face?" And I'm like, "Ooh," you know. So, and I know he didn't understand, but it's hard.
To correct her years of scarring and hyperpigmentation, Alana will visit DBL skin guru, Angel Martinez, every 2 weeks for 2 months.
And you know you're 32, so you're not, I can't make you look like you're 20 again, right? And skin has a really great memory. So it's gonna be a journey because your skin's a little thicker.
My dream out of all of this would be to, like I said, get my self-confidence back. It's brought me down not to have to wear makeup, going out just, you know, local places like the grocery store and things like that, just to, you know, be able to feel confident with myself.
So this is gonna start to feel warm. If you need a break, let me know. If not, I kind of just zip right through it, okay? Okay. I'm gonna have Alana come back in 2 weeks, assess her, and see how far we've come along from the first picture, and that'll determine what I do next. Hello! Hi. How are you? Good, how are you? Good. How's your skin doing? Good. Yeah? But I think we're gonna go a little more aggressive this time, which is a peel. Okay. You ready for a peel? Yeah. So I did a chemical peel just to continue to lighten the pigmentation on her cheeks, her forehead, and so I'm hopeful that this is gonna push our step a little further.
What is that? Is it the skin?
Yeah, it's my skin.
Well, it looks disgusting.
Can I touch it?
No, you can't touch it.
Why?
Does it look weird?
Yes, it does.
Okay, this is your last treatment, so I'm so excited, but I'm doing like a double whammy here. You're gonna have 2 lasers done today because we're gonna go big before you go home. So right now with Alana, what I'm dealing with is her years of acne and picking. So trying to get that, and it's deep. Shouldn't hurt too bad, but I mean, I'm not making you any promises. Okay. Hence the numbing, right? Mm-hmm. It tightens the skin as it goes in, so it's 36 gold tip needles going in and out of the skin.
She does inform me, my scarring is deep, and I am upset with myself. I did, back in the day have family members and stuff like, stop picking, why are you picking? And I'm like, I'm not picking. And so now I am, fully aware of what it will do.
You handled that really well, and we're not done. The fun's not over. Home stretch, okay?
Probably gonna go home and cry in the car. I didn't want to swing at her. I was thinking like, okay, maybe I should stop, but I was like, no, just go through, get it done. If I stop, then it's gonna start back up. So let's just go all the way through.
I know like her skin's already improving, but I do have concerns because, she leaves here, I never know what she's gonna do. My job is the easy part. It's really what they do at home as well.
Ooh. How amazing is this? So now for the $1 million question. Did the treatments work? When we come back, they reveal, that nearly knocked Erica off her feet. Don't miss it.
Parents of small kids already know this, but diapers are pricey. The bad news, they're about to get even more expensive. Let's connect the dots. 2 of the big names in diapers announced they are raising prices. Procter & Gamble, which makes brands like Pampers and Luvs, warned consumers about the price hike. Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies and Pull-Ups, said it's raising prices in June. Why the increase? It's a perfect storm that's affecting a lot of things we buy. Shipping delays, supply chain disruptions, and changes in how we spend our money are causing a lot of manufacturers to raise prices. That includes things like furniture, electronics, and household goods. During the pandemic, we switched to mostly online shopping, leading to a shortage of shipping containers. All this adds up to you paying more. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. We just showed you the emotional journey of our Erase the Past makeover winner, Ilana. It's been years since she felt confident in her own skin. But did the treatments with Angel work? We'll let you be the judge. Take a look.
I am so excited to see Ilana because I know the miracles that Angel can do firsthand.
It's been tough, and there's times I got a little doubtful, but then I'm like, okay, come on, let's rally up. And I don't know if you remember what her skin used to look like.
Okay.
All right?
Beautiful girl. Beautiful
so
girl.
Beautiful. And you remember how it is to have hyperpigmentation. It's tough. How are you feeling, 1 to 10?
The forehead's about a 9.
I've been working on her for a couple months now, so I'm so excited. And I think she should be here any minute, so I'm excited to see her.
I hope Alana feels a sense of pride that knowing that this was always her. Like, yes, things look different on the outside, but that doesn't reflect who you are truly on the inside.
Oh my God.
Girl.
Woo!
Girl.
Let's see, let's
yes.
see. Let's
yes,
see it.
honey. Okay. Are you even wearing any makeup on your skin?
No, just blush.
You
Wow.
only have blush on right
Yes.
now? What does that feel like? Because I remember you talking about how you learned to do makeup so that you could cover your hyperpigmentation.
It feels really good. Like, I'm ecstatic that I don't have to put on full coverage foundation.
So this transformation is everything, especially for those of us who don't really remember a time that our skin wasn't problematic. You have 2 kids.
Yes.
What do they think?
Actually, I think it was my youngest. He was like, "Mommy, what happened to all the dark spots on your face?" So them noticing and knowing how important it is, it means a lot. I've already told my kids, I said, might be a little hot girl summer for mommy.
Okay. All right.
I was like, I'm gonna be like, bye.
Yes.
They see that mommy's a lot more happier and mommy's not taking so much longer to get dressed and have to put my face on it. You know, my oldest told me the other day, he's like, "Mommy, you're so pretty." And I'm like, "Thank you."
I have a little surprise for you from myself, DBL, Erica. So for the next 3 months, I'm still gonna cater to you and get you to that next level. So I'm excited.
Oh, thank you.
You're part of the girl gang.
So welcome to the sisterhood.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have
I'm
you.
excited. I'm trying not to cry, but what makes me want to cry just like it's been a long time coming. Like, I have tried everything possible, just being happy with the way that my skin looks and getting the compliments from my family and friends, and that's kind of something that I've been missing.
Erica.
What a transformation for Ilana. What was it like being a part of her, like, incredible journey?
That was cool. We're in shock.
I am so happy for her because, like I said, our stories are so similar. And I'm also so proud of Angel because all she ever wanted to do was bring these things to people who are truly deserving and may not have had access to it. And for this to come together this way, it's just such a blessing. So I want to thank DBL as well for allowing this to happen for Ilana because it just means so much to all of us.
Wow.
Hot girl summer.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. Amazing.
I have no words.
I know.
I get paid to talk. I have no words. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. That was incredible.
Coming up on DBL, Lindsay Lohan is coming to Netflix. Can she make a comeback in a new Christmas movie?
Yeah.
And the Big Friends reunion happens this week, but everyone is already talking about Matthew Perry and this shirt, why it's not going over so well.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Millions of Americans have had COVID, which means millions might have developed some natural antibodies to the virus. So Candace has this question.
If natural antibodies are better than antibodies created from a vaccine, can one obtain a vaccination card or something similar using the date that he or she tested positive for COVID?
To answer, we first have to verify whether natural antibodies really are better than antibodies from a vaccine.
And the answer is not necessarily.
Scientists from the Immunization Action Coalition, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, and the University of South Carolina School of Medicine Greenville are our sources. Someone who gets sick with COVID does often, but not always, develop a wider variety of antibodies than someone who gets the vaccine. But scientists say many of those naturally produced antibodies don't really help your body fight off the virus, whereas all of the antibodies developed from a vaccine do.
The 2 mRNA vaccines out there we have seen have generated a much more substantial antibody response than, let's say, natural infection has.
Also, the amount of antibodies developed from an infection is wildly unpredictable.
Everybody's response is going to be different. So I would say, yes, there is variability from patient to patient.
We've seen some people that have a really strong protective response. And then there's even some people up to maybe like 9 or 10% that don't really have a response.
Candace also asked if someone who caught COVID can get something similar to a vaccination card.
Someone that's had an infection, we don't know for certain if they've gotten protective antibodies or not. And so if we were to give out some sort of, immunity card that's to anyone that got an infection, we'd be giving it out to about 10% of people that aren't protected.
So Candace, we can verify. Scientists say natural antibodies are not better than the antibodies created from a COVID vaccine. And no, someone who caught COVID cannot get a vaccination card if they haven't been vaccinated. I'm Teresa Woodard.
Welcome back to DBL. As we mentioned before, today marks the 1-year anniversary of George Floyd's murder all around the world. People are gathering to honor and remember the man who died after a police officer suffocated him with his knee on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. That former officer, Derek Chauvin, was ultimately found guilty of Floyd's murder. And it's important to note the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act has not been passed yet. The fight for justice definitely continues. As we said earlier, Erica, we talked about the family's meeting with President Biden today in hopes to motivate Congress to pass this. Erica?
Maybe she's frozen.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. I hope that today really makes people not only audit how their lives have maybe been changed over the past year, but how we've changed or not changed as a society. I think this is a really great time to reflect on that.
And I think, too, you mentioned it being a video that everybody saw, that brought everybody together, right? Most people would argue this is the most important, and I say that word very delicately, knowing how horrific it was, but one of the most important, if not the most important, viral video that got all of our eyes open.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier as a celebration. It was a tragedy, but from it, I think we could celebrate that. Despite all the bad things going on, we have united as a country.
Justice hopefully will prevail. If you're leaving us, you can watch the rest of the show on Facebook or YouTube. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Ask again, Sam.
Can't. We're already off to a good start over here. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. Erica joins us from home. Okay, so we are getting yet another look at what to expect from the Friends reunion airing on HBO Max later this week. The cast spoke to GMA about how being back together gave them all the feels. Watch.
I knew it was going to be a really seriously emotional experience, and it has been.
The truth is, I didn't cry walking on to the set.
Then we cried.
Today you can't stop it. And now I can't stop.
Yeah, the cork has been pulled and the floodgates open.
And Matthew Perry is actually getting now some heat online after he posted this ad for a t-shirt he's selling that said, "Could I be any more vaccinated?" taking a page from his character Chandler Bing. Some took issue with the shirt. One fan tweeted, quote, "Making money from a t-shirt relating to vaccines is in bad taste. Could I be any more annoyed?" Okay, do you think this was in bad taste?
I don't think he's keeping all the money.
I looked into it. I don't see any
We're going to do a story tomorrow that he says the money's going to charity. He's worth $120 million if any of those things online are accurate, right? He gets a check every day because his show's in syndication. That show's on like 3 or 4 times a day. He doesn't need T-shirt money.
Well, then he should specify, because you should.
Why, Sam? Why? Houseway.
What?
I said houseway.
What's that mean?
That's what Kanye said to a DJ. Let's go.
First of all, I love that he's promoting vaccination, so it doesn't bother me. I don't care if he profits from it or if he doesn't profit from it. If he's promoting vaccination, you know how COVID's affected my family. Of
course.
I'm all for it. The only thing that I wanted to provide context to the people out there that do think it's in bad taste, I did go on his website. It does link it to his merch account, all of his shirts. It doesn't specify whether or not there's any charity involved.
But why does he have to give to charity, Sam?
I don't care.
I know you don't, but like clearly a lot of people do. That Twitter user did. I just want to know, I don't understand why it's only athletes and entertainers that have to give to charity.
Erica, do you
We're not asking investment bankers or vulture capitalists like where their money's going. It's only Matthew Perry. Why does he have to talk about his pockets?
What do you think, Erica? Should he donate some of that money to COVID relief?
I think this is all a big bag of nothing. To be honest, this shirt would not
That's
have
my
even
T-shirt, Erica. Big bag of nothing.
It's a big bag of nothing. I mean, the people who are upset about it are really putting this on the radar. It's like controversy really breeds demand in this at this point. I wouldn't have thought anything of it had it not become such a controversial topic, and people likely wouldn't have known about it. I mean, Matthew Perry, Chandler, of course, was a very iconic character, but when you get all the friends involved, he's not in the top 2.
Oh.
Just saying.
I think that's right. That's not controversial. I know. You're right.
Accurate.
Right. All right. So, Lindsay Lohan, she's coming to Netflix, you guys. Yep, the streaming giant announced that Lindsay is set to star in a rom-com movie about a spoiled hotel heiress who finds herself in the care of a handsome, blue-collar lodge owner after getting total amnesia in a skiing accident. This will be
I think that's insulting.
Hold up. This will be Lindsay's first film in about 2 years. She filmed a vampire horror movie back in 2019. Hasn't been released yet. She also starred in a British TV comedy in 2018 and released a dance single, Back to Me, last year. Okay, the premise is, I'm all about it. That's every Hallmark movie.
Excuse me?
That's every...
You're all about the premise that she has to be knocked in the head and forget that she doesn't talk to common people? That's the premise.
Oh, what about Overboat?
Overboard. Yes. Please remember when you bring up movies from 49 years ago.
Hey, Man Overboat. I guess it's the same term.
It's literally
like overboard.
Listen,
Sorry that I got the title wrong.
Sam,
What?
no, I don't like that premise. I think it's cool that they're dipping into the Hallmark genre. Clearly, it's a genre that works and has diehard viewers. But I just don't. Erica, am I tripping?
Wait, get rid of the genre. Do you think that she can make a comeback? Do you think, given her crazy past, even though she has a pretty crazy past, and I don't mean the addiction, I mean the way she treated people, are people going to give her a second shot?
I think that people should be entitled to as many comebacks as they want to. That takes a lot of effort. And it also takes a lot of checking your ego to know that people are expecting you to fail. I think that Lindsay Lohan lived a life that most of us will never comprehend, and we don't know how we would have acted in circumstances that have been thrown her way, as is most celebrities. And that's just the truth. I mean, we can say that we're great people, but at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen until it happens.
Yeah,
so
some of us
if she wants to make a
overboard.
comeback
You're
and put
right.
herself out there, do it.
Okay, I want to hear your opinion, because you're all about treating everybody on set the right way, treating everybody the right way. And that's something that I admire you greatly for. Now, I have had many interactions with Lindsay Lohan as a waitress. I'm sure, hopefully, through time, she's not this person, but the way she treats people in restaurants was absolutely horrific. That's coming from my own experience as a waitress. If she treats people that way on set, which we've heard in the past, which is why a lot of people haven't been rooting her on for that comeback. Of course, Eric always says you have to earn that comeback. We'll see, right? We'll see if she's fully a changed person or not.
We'll see. Lindsay Lohan was one of the biggest stars on the planet.
Talented.
And for her to get a script like this with the description that you just got and have to eat that humble pie and be like, they really want me for this and this is really my only option at this point, that's rock bottom. So,
it's on Netflix. That's not rock bottom.
Amnesia story where you lose your mind?
You have a lot of people that love that storyline.
Yeah, that means Sam. She's talking about a lot of people.
It's not rock bottom. You're right. It is on Netflix, but it's not. It wouldn't be a mainstream actor's first choice. How about that?
This could be her step back. I mean, remember, Travolta was out of the mix until he got Pulp Fiction, and now he's been famous for another 20 years.
But people also said he's easy to work with. We'll have to wait and see. I really hope that she sings a different tune.
Yeah, you got me with the Netflix thing. That is pretty big.
Yeah.
I thought it was on Hallmark.
Okay, so Kelly Osbourne, you guys, is getting everyone talking again. Kelly recently posted some pics on Instagram, but some fans thought she looked a little different and accused her of having plastic surgery. But Kelly posted a video to address the rumors. Take a look.
I'm always really honest and really upfront about what I've done to my body and who I am. And I have not had plastic surgery. I've never done anything to my face other than a couple of injections in my lips, in my jaw, and in my forehead here. I do not lie, but thank you for the compliment.
Okay, so Erica, do you think that stars should be upfront about what they do to their face?
I think the only time that anyone really owes the public an explanation is if you're giving credit to a source that you know did not make you make that change. I'm talking about people who get plastic surgery and then they promote a tummy tea on Instagram. Or, you know, they get some procedure done on their face and they're like, it's the cream. You know, it's like, just be real. If you're going to talk about it at all, you should be real about it. But I don't think anyone owes anyone an explanation if they're not lying about it.
I agree.
Yes, I agree as well. But I'm just saying there are people that have a rabid fan base, and their fan base wants to know everything that they're doing because they do model their life after them, no matter how you feel about it. Do you feel like it's okay for a fan to say, you look great, what did you do? I want to emulate that, or even that's too much?
I think that's okay. You know, I don't think I mean, if it's obvious that you've done something, I mean, honesty is the best policy. I really believe Kelly Osbourne in this instance. I really do. Right. But I think if you want to get something done, what's the big deal?
I think she handled it perfectly.
Oh, definitely.
She handled it perfectly.
You're over this story.
No, I just really want to get to the next one because see how well my co-hosts know me.
You could have just gave me the look and I wouldn't have talked. I don't need to talk about Kelly Osbourne's injection.
I want to hear, because Al's supposed to take over the next story. So when it comes to Gen Z, it can sometimes feel like they're speaking a whole new language. Well, that's because they are. But lucky for you, our very own Al Jackson is an authority of the Gen Z dictionary.
That's what I do.
And we'll find out if we can translate. So we're going to play the Gen Z ABCs. Take it away, Al.
Go Sway.
All right, guys. Our first word, I don't know if you guys, I saw this on TikTok. My girl showed this to me. Our first word that's been flying around for weeks. You know, not too many people know what it means. So I want to see if you guys do. The word is chuggy.
A basic
chuggy.
B. A basic B.
Jeff, do you agree with that? Chuggy. That's a good guess, Sam.
Like a little throw up?
Oh, that's the disgusting guess.
Like a PSL, you're a chuggy.
Wait, let's see. Erica, do you know what chuggy means?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right, Sam, you're kind of close. It's like, it means the opposite of trendy and out of style, but it's kind of like something you like. I think we all like something that's chuggy. Like, for example, Gen Z would say, like, those wooden things in your kitchen that say live, laugh, and love. Those are chuggy.
Yeah, that's...
Herbal essences, shampoo, even though it's great, supposedly chuggy. Axe body spray, chuggy. But people said PSLs are chuggy, but it's like something that is overdone.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah. Oh, I was
you're
like, what's a
looking at me
PSL?
like, that's you, boo. You do everything pumpkin spice.
I'm not. So what?
That's right.
You're a
That's how you're supposed to feel about it, though. It's like everybody says this is overdone, but it's my thing. What's your chuggy thing, Sam?
My chuggy thing is blowouts.
I have a chuggy thing.
What's your chuggy thing?
My chuggy thing is
It's
using
chuggy.
the lexicon and vocabulary, same thing, of my generation. Because I can get that right.
Okay.
That's a chuggy answer.
Coming up on DBL, actor and comedian Joel McHale will join us live.
Yes.
He's hosting a brand new cooking competition show that's different than anything else out there. And check out our DBL staff working hard at home during the pandemic. Keep it up, guys. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by...
Did you know you can...
Parents with young children are stuck in a sticky situation this summer. What activities can they do safely when the youngest members of the family can't be vaccinated against COVID? Let's connect the dots. It's a strange phase in this already strange pandemic. Adults and older children are getting vaccinated and the world is ready to return to normal, but the youngest among us are still at risk. While young children seem less susceptible to severe forms of coronavirus, they can still get sick and some have developed severe and even deadly forms of the virus. Vaccines for children under the age of 12 are not expected to be approved until the fall. The New York Times polled over 800 health experts to find out what activities are safe. When it came to public places where vaccinated adults are no longer required to wear a mask, a slim majority of the experts said it was okay for young children as long as they did wear a mask. For indoor gatherings with other unvaccinated children, the experts also said that was okay, but to limit the amount of people. Summer is a popular time for outdoor activities like swimming, where kids can't wear a mask. So is that safe? The majority of experts said as long as they are outdoors, the risk is low. When it came to another summertime activity, travel, the experts said it was mostly safe for young kids to fly as long as they were masked. But they did recommend considering double masking and limiting the length of flights.
DBL, we were trying to get a hold of Joel McHale, okay? So stay with us. But in the meantime, AAA predicts 34 million Americans will take road trips this Memorial Day weekend. So when it comes to rental cars, what insurance do you need? We're going to chat about it. Today's Bang for Your Buck, presented by The Hartford. So first, check with your insurance company. Does your coverage adequately protect you and a rental? You may not have to buy extra rental car insurance if your policy covers enough. Most companies will recommend you carry coverage of $300,000 per accident at minimum. You can also add on policies for extra protection on road trips, like roadside assistance and pet injury protection. We've made it easy when it comes to quality and affordable insurance. The Buck's got your back. The Hartford will be happy to provide you solutions. Call the Hartford at 1-800-684-6085 or visit thehartford.com to learn more. Thank goodness, because every time I do this is going to be fully honest, my car insurance, I like guess. Like literally on
That's
like a pop
honest.
quiz. I literally
Like how many
guess.
miles do you drive a year? Who knows that?
You can check your odometer. That's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I was trying to just be on your side, and now you just shut me down over here.
I'm talking about when it asks you coverage, like
when you rent a car?
$250,000, any time of coverage. I just pop quiz it.
Yeah, well, now you know. I was going to say, as somebody that rents a car almost every weekend,
now we know
make sure that Sam guesses. I was going to say for everybody, make sure that you know if you have coverage with your rental car, because if you do, they always push it on you. But if you have it, you'll save yourself a lot of money.
Okay, Al.
All right,
Wow.
thanks. I don't feel like you were really, you had my back on that one.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. Joe McHale coming.
We all know that movement is like medicine.
Parents of small kids already know this, but diapers are pricey. The bad news, they're about to get even more expensive. Let's connect the dots. Two of the big names in diapers announced they are raising prices. Procter & Gamble, which makes brands like Pampers and Loves, warned consumers about the price hike. Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies and Pull-Ups, said it's raising prices in June. Why the increase? It's a perfect storm that's affecting a lot of things we buy. Shipping delays, supply chain disruptions, and changes in how we spend our money are causing a lot of manufacturers to raise prices. That includes things like furniture, electronics, and household goods. During the pandemic, we switched to mostly online shopping, leading to a shortage of shipping containers. All this adds up to you paying more. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. Our special guest today is an actor, comedian, and a legendary television host. You know him best from the hit shows Community and The Soup, but today we're talking about hosting a brand new show premiering on Fox, Crime Scene Kitchen. Please welcome Joel McHale.
Yes.
There he is. Yes. Joel.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Daily Blast. Thank you.
Feel it. Okay, so we appreciate you talking to us because we know you're in demand. In fact, aren't you on a break right now from filming Crime Scene Kitchen? Is that where you are?
Well, I'm actually shooting To Tell the Truth, hosted by Anthony Anderson and his mom.
Wow.
So I will pretty much do anything if you ask me. I'll just say yes. If you've got some odd jobs around your house or anybody there, I'm happy to sweep up leaves or whatever.
Okay, good, because, you know, our nanny has been sick for the past few days, so
It'd be great to have
I
Joel
would
McHale
love
around.
to have you come over, Joel.
I feel like that's
I'll bring a bunch of sugar. I'll bring a bunch of candy,
Okay, never
desserts.
mind.
You name it,
Okay.
they're going to love it. Milkshakes, they're going to love it.
Good answer. Good answer.
Joel, here's the elevator pitch. You are now a millennial nanny, okay? This is your sitcom. You lied on your resume saying that you know how to do this, you don't know how to do anything, so you use YouTube and you become the best nanny ever. That's our pitch. We're walking.
Look, I can't do any better than what you just said. We're there. It's sold. We're going to a premium streamer. It's a premium streamer, and it sells itself. Different guest stars every week. Thank you. Done. We're millionaires.
I love it. Before we get to your, Jeff, you chime in really quickly, I have to ask you about Crime Scene Kitchen and the name of it, because it sounds crazy. Like, break it down for us.
Well, it's a bunch of bakers who commit horrible crimes. No, it's a baking. I know there's a lot of baking shows, but It's Baker's meets kind of a mystery unboxing show where the crime scene kitchen, teams of bakers, teams of 2, go in there. They have 2 minutes to find evidence of something that was baked there. So if they have a little cocoa powder, maybe some fondant, maybe a used blender, something has happened. They get 2 minutes, then they go back and they get like 3 hours to recreate the dessert they think it is. And then we judge them to see how close they get. And you would be surprised how close people get and surprised at how horribly off they were.
And that's the part I'm tuning in for.
I know.
So Joe, you've done so much cool stuff throughout your career. And me and my buddy Al always talk. I have 2 boys, he has kids. They're never impressed, no matter how much you're on TV. Are your kids, they're teenagers now, are they ever impressed with you on anything you did, even this Anthony Anderson thing?
No, no, I don't think so. Like, they'll watch Community reruns and they'll be like, hey, we really like that episode, except for your acting. And
That's amazing.
That feels good. I think I'd be even... I think I would be weirded out if they were like, Dad, I'm so proud of you. I'd be like,
That's hilarious.
So yeah, there they are. That's my wife, Sarah. Yeah, my son, there she is. That's on my birthday anniversary. Cool. There's my son. He looks like he's on a rock star. There's my other son. He's playing Bane in the Batman movie. There's my wife and my beautiful apron. No, my 13-year-old always goes like, hey, Dad, do you think you'll ever be on anything relevant again? And I'll be like, what the? Yeah.
They're there to keep you grounded, Joel. That's why they're there. Now, before we let you go, we noticed you broke the internet. We noticed you broke the internet by saying a Community movie was in the works. But we could use a little bit more detail than that. So come on, are we talking the full cast here? Give us the tea.
Here we go. We've already shot 3 movies with Peter Jackson in New Zealand. We spent $1.1 billion, and we're finally going to get Donald Glover's career back. He's finally going to do something since Community.
Yeah, it's been pretty sad. I honestly really cool. You were talking about like your kids not being impressed. I'm a comic. I'm good friends with Jim Jeffries, and I was riding up Sunset Boulevard one time, and Jim was on a billboard, and my son looked at the billboard, and Jim's son, his name is Hank, and he goes, "Hey, Dad, that's that guy that's at Hank's house all the time." Like it was like this super famous comic, and he's just like, I don't care. He's just like, hey, that guy's that's the guy that buys the bounce house. They don't care at all. It's great.
Exactly. Just as long as you got that bounce house,
yes,
right?
The bounce house is everything.
Joel, we appreciate you for stopping by. We can't wait to see your new show. Make sure to our viewers to check out Crime Scene Kitchen, premiering tomorrow night on Fox. Thanks again, Joel. We'll be right back.
Thanks, man.
Bye, Joel.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
Thanks for taking the time.
See you tomorrow.
What? Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Millions of Americans have had COVID, which means millions might have developed some natural antibodies to the virus. So Candace has this question.
If natural antibodies are better than antibodies created from a vaccine, can one obtain a vaccination card or something similar using the date that he or she tested positive for COVID?
To answer, we first have to verify whether natural antibodies really are better than antibodies from a vaccine.
And the answer is not necessarily.
Scientists from the Immunization Action Coalition, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, and the University of South Carolina School of Medicine Greenville are our sources. Someone who gets sick with COVID does often, but not always, develop a wider variety of antibodies than someone who gets the vaccine. But scientists say many of those naturally produced antibodies don't really help your body fight off the virus, whereas all of the antibodies developed from a vaccine do.
The 2 mRNA vaccines out there we have seen have generated a much more substantial antibody response than, let's say, natural infection has.
Also, the amount of antibodies developed from an infection is wildly unpredictable.
Everybody's response is going to be different. So I would say, yes, there is variability from patient to patient.
We've seen some people that have a really strong protective response. And then there's even some people up to maybe like 9 or 10% that don't really have a response.
Candace also asked if someone who caught COVID can get something similar to a vaccination card.
Someone that's had an infection, we don't know for certain if they've gotten protective antibodies or not. And so if we were to give out some sort of, immunity card that's to anyone that got an infection, we'd be giving it out to about 10% of people that aren't protected.
So Candace, we can verify. Scientists say natural antibodies are not better than the antibodies created from a COVID vaccine. And no, someone who caught COVID cannot get a vaccination card if they haven't been vaccinated. I'm Teresa Woodard.
When we talk to Dennis Quaid, Louis Anderson, and Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. And we follow a model on her first cover shoot since making the gut-wrenching decision to amputate both her legs. Her emotional journey, tomorrow only on DBL.
Whew, you do not want to miss that. Welcome back to DBL. Erica is back, and you got some comments?
I do. Susan on Facebook says, gotta love people who think rules don't apply to them. That woman in the monkey exhibit is proof that humans aren't all that smart. Betty on Facebook says, love the Lindas. The boy had it coming. Yes, that boy did have it coming, but more importantly, his daddy had it coming, and that's who we really should be looking at. Stupid racist boy. Sue on Facebook says, love Joel McHale. I loved him on Talk Soup, and he's just the funniest. And Alyssa on Facebook says, I love this show so much. It's my favorite out there right now. We love you too, Alyssa.
Aww. Did she say anything about me?
No.
Oh my gosh, Al.
Yeah, Joel was awesome.
Joel was great. Joel was great. He's so funny, like on the spot. Everything I see him on, his like ad lib is right on the point.
And I love that his kids, even as funny as he is, not impressed.
Yeah. They never are.
Never are.
They never are.
I know. Has Lawson and Layton ever seen you on TV?
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yikes, same. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, I didn't say yikes. I said same.
I heard a yikes.
Same.
Just admit it. You said yikes.
I said same.
I think
DBL
that was
every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. I said same.
you.